Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Becomes the Ultimate Harem King with Everyone Part 1. Before we start, please go support Au.Makoto356 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. Have you ever wondered what would have happened if Hyoudou Issei had more girls in his harem, for example Yuuma, Raynare, even the talented, intelligent and cold Sona Sitri, and finally Serafall Leviathan, Sona's older sister, among others? Find out in this great alternate story. Prologue. Narrator. It all begins in a city in Japan, which is the city of Kuo, and what is so special about it is that this is where the great story that will come now will take place. The world we know is not like everyone thinks, that humans are the ones who rule. It really is not like that. This world contains something that many do not know, and that is that there are many things that we do not understand and that are beyond our imagination. In this world not only humans live, there are also other beings that surpass the imagination of man, and to begin I will tell you that there are three factions which consist of demons, angels and fallen angels which have superiority to humans, but do not think that everything has a happy story. In fact, the three factions were almost always at war to see sometimes who was the best. They take over lands or just have fun, and like every story there must be something important in the wars, and yes indeed there are. Which were the ones that stood out the most were the people who brought in their possession the famous sacred gear, tools capable of destroying even the gods themselves. These objects were better known as Longinus. In total there are 13. The story of these is that the creator of them was the god of the Bible. God created the Longinus with the aim of destroying divine class enemies or the gods themselves who tried to control or generate destruction in the world. But many did not follow that commandment. Many carriers used it for the same chaos, for wars or senseless fights. As the years passed, the three factions remained in harmony to keep the world in order, without considering that with this peace the Longinus would disappear. But what will always happen is that the sacred gear would be passed from person to person throughout the centuries of centuries. It's the 21st century and things have changed a lot. These were eras of peace and tranquility, but very important events will occur in the city of Kuo that will change the three factions and the world in general again. Chapter 1. The beginning of everything. It was a quiet morning in the city of Kuo. It was a Monday at approximately 7:30 am. We will be located in a small colony of Kuo where there was a house, which was not so big, nor very small. As for this house, this is where the story begins. Son, come down to eat or you'll be late for school. On the second floor of the house, in a room we can see a person getting ready to go out. This person is none other than Hyoudou Issei, our beloved protagonist of this story. Issei is a young man of 17 years old, with an average body, short brown hair with many bangs that partially cover his eyebrows, two hair extensions that hang parallel to his neck, and brown eyes. Issei. I'm coming mom, leaving the room and going down the stairs. This is Hyoudou. Here are your fried eggs, with bacon and toast just the way you like them. Issei. Arigato mama. Next to you. Mr. Hyoudou. Reading the newspaper. Issei, I hope you have a girlfriend because you know that in the not too distant future, you will give me grandchildren. Issei. Dad, don't say that, blushed, although I would like to have one with a pretty girl and big tits. This is Hyoudou. Leaving that aside, go and have fun at school. Issei, I hope one day you bring a girl and as your father says, bring cute grandchildren to pamper. Issei. Yeah, we don't see. Issei, like any normal teenager, grabbed his things and headed to his destination, which was Kuo Academy. This school was previously a school where only girls attended, but now boys also go there. 3 hours later, three friends were sitting placidly. They were Issei and his two best friends. Mitsuda, his appearance stands out for being somewhat deformed around his ears, short hair of a grayish-blue hue and drooping thick eyebrows. He is called a lolicon fan, and Motohama, who is a person with a unique ability in his glasses that allows him to take measurements and give a score just by carefully observing each girl he meets. The three of them were pervertedly watching and talking about the girls who were playing. Issei. With a perverted face, I can't believe it, I never get tired of seeing so many beautiful women from this academy. Motohama. Neither do I, it seems like I'm in paradise lying down on the ground. Mitsuda. I agree with you, friend. Girls. Kayakiba-kun. Issei. Oh, the pretty boy has arrived to ruin our moment. Motohama. Yudo Kiba, an honorable member of the Occult Research Club, always attracts girls wherever he goes. Mitsuda. Angry high. Issei. Angry and sad at the same time. I wonder what they see in that guy. Honestly, it makes me want to take that stupid smile off of him. Mitsuda. With a depressed and I'm style face, and to top it off he doesn't pay attention to any of them. The trio of perverts sighed, but Motohama created a plan to take them away from sadness. Motohama. I know, and if we spy on girls to be happy. Issei and Mitsuda. With happy and perverted faces high. Then the three of them arrived at a locker room. Mitsuda and Motohama were looking through a hole with some military suits, God knows where they got them, well Issei wanted to move them so he could see. Mitsuda. With red cheeks and blood coming out of his nose, oh, there are a lot of beautiful ladies. Motohama. In the same state as his friend, yes, and all with excellent bodies, my calculations for this beauty are 8.9, all those girls there have B-cup breasts. Issei. Let's look, idiots, he said it almost shouting. At that moment the girls realize that someone is spying on them. Issei. Seriously guys, I want to see. At that moment he realizes that the two of them are running at top speed. Issei. Nani? Where the hell did those idiots go? Issei. I don't know why I feel like I should run too, trembling and slowly turning his head. Murayama. With a scary face and voice, but what we have here seems to be the perverted beast. Hades. You're still doing your thing, aren't you, Hyoudou Issei? Issei. No, stop, what are you going to do? No. After the starting bell range, it seemed that time passed very quickly. After the girls hit him, Issei walked very depressed, it seemed that he did not like his life. Issei. Why does this always happen to me? I can't have just one girl and they all hate me or hit me. The brown-haired boy sighed in a sad way, well he insulted himself internally. It was then that he came to a bridge. As he walked on it, a female voice caught his attention. Excuse me, are you Hyoudou Issei from Kuo Academy? Issei. Surprised and confused, what the hell is a cute girl talking to me, you two need it. Girl. Nervous and blushing, Ida, my name is Yuuma and I wanted to tell you yes you could go out with me. Issei at that moment wanted to scream in panic or throw himself at her, but he kept his composure in front of the girl. He thought that she was really very pretty, and even more so with her long black hair that reached her hips, those violet eyes that made you relax and not think about anything except that beauty. He gathered his courage and said with a half-forced smile, since he was still nervous. Issei. Of course, no problem, Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. Blushes, then I'll see you tomorrow, Issei-kun. Issei. Yes. The boy was happier than ever. The two went their separate ways, and when Issei was away. Issei. I have a girlfriend, Kuo, dancing almost like an idiot and shouting it at the same time. I already want to see Motohama and Mitsuda's faces. Far away from there. Yuuma. Laughing but with a macabre smile full of evil, see you soon, human. Chapter 2. Love and Disappointment. After Yuuma confessed his feelings to Issei and he accepted his feelings, his world turned upside down. What will happen to Issei from now on? Tuesday 7 AM, Hyoudou house. Alarm clock. Please wake up, Oni-chan, or else I will have to kiss you. Issei. Millimeters. Ua pressing the power button. Issei. Awake and remembering, so now I remember I have a girlfriend. Quickly Issei puts on a triumphant smile. He quickly got dressed to go down to breakfast and quickly go to the academy without first stopping by his new and first girlfriend. His parents immediately noticed a change in their son and quickly came to a conclusion, which was that their son finally had a partner. Issei. Arriving where Yuuma was. Hello, Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. Hello, Issei-kun. Issei. Grabbing Yuuma's hand and walking. How did you sleep today? Yuuma. Very well, love, and you? Issei. Love, I didn't know that such a beautiful word existed in our language. I also slept wonderfully, dreaming of you. Yuuma. Blushes. Ito arigato, I guess. Issei. He. Suddenly they meet two people familiar to Issei. Issei. Hello guys. Mitsuda and Motohama. Turning and waving. Hello, Issei. Motohama. Looking at and analyzing the girl. Issei. Who is the girl who accompanies you? Issei. Making a funny face. How do I tell you, she is none other than my girlfriend. Motohama and Mitsuda. What the hell? Motohama. Angry and confused. You're lying, this pretty girl can't be your girlfriend. Yuuma. Approaching the three. Hello, nice to meet you, my name is Yuuma and I am Issei's girlfriend. The two were in shock, they didn't want to believe it, their friend having a girlfriend was impossible, they thought it was surely a joke and bad taste, but everything went to hell when they saw how the couple held hands very happily and continued on their way. Poor idiots, I would feel sorry for them if they were not perverts. Issei. Walking away. See you guys, I hope you have a girlfriend someday like me. Motohama. Crying and I'm style like Mitsuda. You are a bucking traitor. At the entrance of the academy. Issei. Well, I'll leave you, Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. Sure, see you later, waving his hand as he left. Yuuma left with a slightly sinister smile as he walked away from the academy and to an alley not far from there. He entered and saw how a magic circle formed on the floor and from it came out a middle-aged man with short black hair and dark blue eyes. His attire consisted of a pale gray trench coat over a white dress shirt with matching black pants and shoes. A pair of black gloves and a black hat. Yuuma. Why did you call me Danasiage? Danasiage? Come on, don't be like that, Raynare. I just came to ask you how you're doing with the human. Yuuma. Annoyed excellent, you have nothing to worry about, I have that human at my feet. Anasiage. It seems that you have no sense of humor changes his attitude to a more serious one, but remember that the boy must be eliminated as soon as possible, we cannot afford to leave him alive a single day more, he is too dangerous for us. Yuuma. Without giving it importance yes whatever you say, you know you worry too much don't worry I have a plan for him, this Saturday will be the day. Anasiage. Well this Saturday the boy will be eliminated without any mercy, will I say goodbye, I'll see you another time, see you soon disappearing in a magic circle with a smile of pure evil. Yuuma. Sighing wow, that guy really stresses me out, I can't believe he's the leader. Meanwhile with Issei. Mitsuda. A little angry with Issei still I envy you Issei, honestly. Motohama. Still, I can't believe you have a girlfriend and we don't. Issei. Well, as you can see, I wish you both luck he said it with a bit of arrogance. Mitsuda. Well, you'll see, I'll have a girlfriend and a better one than yours. Motohama. I am better than you, rather I will definitely be the one who will have a better one, so much so that they will praise me in this school he said with a sparkle in his eyes. The three of them spent more than 5 minutes arguing like that, obviously Issei had the advantage, when at one point the brown-haired boy left the discussion and looked at a crimson-red hair that took him away from all thoughts, he could only see the silhouette of a woman looking out the window, instantly his friends noticed that Issei was distracted. Mitsuda. What's wrong Issei? Issei. He didn't say anything, all he did was point his finger where he was looking. Motohama. Turning around and understanding the situation I see you're pointing at that girl. Issei. Who is she he said it in a low voice, but Motohama and Mitsuda heard it. Mitsuda. Yes, who is she? Motohama. I'm surprised you don't know her, she is the great Rias Gremory, the leader of the orc. Issei. So she is Rias Gremory, she really is very pretty, never in my life have I seen such dazzling hair like that, I think that seeing it makes me feel very warm, but what the hell was I thinking, you have a girlfriend, stupid. Rias. Sitting on a sofa hey Akeno, do you know who the boy I saw was? Beside her was a voluptuous young woman of the same age as Rias with long black hair and violet eyes, her hair is usually tied into a long ponytail that reaches down to her legs, with 2 antennas sticking out from the top that lean back, with a ribbon holding everything in place. Akeno. Which of the three? Rias. To the chestnut. Akeno. I think he's Hyoudou Issei from 2B, something special with him. Rias. Nothing, I got confused. Akeno. With a funny face Rias I thought you already knew him. Rias. With a furrowed eyebrow what do you mean, Akeno? Akeno. A little more serious that he is the perverted beast that everyone talks about at the academy. Rias. I see, so that's the boy taking off her clothes as she entered the shower. Rias. Bathing Hyoudou Issei. Issei was leaving school, well he found Yuuma and they started walking. Yuuma. Issei-kun could I ask you something? Issei. Of course Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. We could go on a date on Saturday. Issei. No problem, in fact I was going to ask you too. Yuuma. I'm glad you're very easy to handle if we continue like this it will be easier to kill you. Issei. Yuuma. Yuuma. Taking her out of her thoughts. Issei. I'm very happy that you're my girlfriend, you make me the happiest man in the world grabs her hand. Yuuma. What a strange human seriously. Issei. It's obvious, I like you a lot. Yuuma. He's definitely crazy how can he say that, I'm sure he says it because of how I look, anyway you're like all humans are men, they only think about themselves with one goal. To satisfy their lust and always treat women like an object, it doesn't matter, you'll die anyway. Suddenly they see 2 guys approaching. Ugh 1. But what we have here seems to be a pretty lady touching Yuuma's cheek. Ugh 2. Why don't you leave this loser and join us? Yuuma didn't do anything because he wanted to know what Issei was doing, but he didn't move a single muscle and kept his head down. Yuuma. I knew you're the same as everyone else, I'm sure you were on and I know it because I've seen it. Flashback. Yuuma was walking with a little blonde girl with light blue eyes, she was wearing maid clothes, suddenly they saw a happy couple. Middled. How cute, don't you believe it Raynare-sama? Yuuma. Stop the nonsense, love doesn't exist, it's just a waste of time. Middle. Huh. Yuuma. Look, I'll show you following the couple. The two are following the couple when they see some criminals coming towards them, what surprised him, and at the same time disappointed Middled was how a criminal pulled out a knife, and the boy ran away leaving his girlfriend behind, and with horror the girl only expected the worst. Raynare and Middled left the place, and they did not have to follow those criminals to know what they were going to do to the girl. Yuuma. Without any emotion I told you. Middled. Sadly I'm sorry I questioned you. Yuuma. It doesn't matter, you just keep walking. Then flashback. Yuuma. Yes, he will do it, there is no doubt. She could only wait for the boy to run, to kill these disgusting guys and kill Issei once and for all, but when a guy was going to grab Yuuma's arm, Issei did something unexpected for her. He grabbed the man's wrist tightly. Ugh 2. What's wrong with you, idiot? Issei. With a serious and firm face, don't even think about touching my girlfriend. Ugh 1. Very brave, right? Taking out the knife. Issei. I can only say that I am not, I have strength because I like to protect what I want, and that is my Yuuma-chan, I will protect her no matter what, because I love her. Hugging the girl with one hand. Yuuma was speechless and could only blush, one that for the first time was not fake. Yuuma. What is this? Because suddenly I feel safe and happy because of his words. Ugh 2. Come on, you idiot, now we're going to buck you up right now, running next to the other to hurt him. The brown-haired boy was actually going to fight. The good thing is that a year of martial arts helped him to be a little strong. It was obvious because he was a pervert and many men wanted to mess with him for being like that. After a while of fighting, Issei was finally able to defeat the two. He had bruises and a little blood, but he was not as bad as those who were almost dead. Yuuma. Why did you protect me? Issei. For some reason she was worried, but more than worried, surprised. Issei. Because that's what a boyfriend should do. Yuuma. But you were able to escape, leave me alone and save yourself. Issei. Don't say that, I did it because I love you. He was speechless before him, but he gathered his strength and said. Yuuma. Issei, what do you like about me? Issei was surprised, the calm and peaceful Yuuma was very serious. Issei. Your face. Yuuma. I knew what you said was just words. But before I could think or say anything else. Issei. The way you are, I like that you smile all the time, that you are tender and sweet, that you always listen to me, and above all, because you are the girl who has the most kindness. Yuuma was really happy, it was the first time that they said nice things about her, and they didn't adore her or love her for her fighting talent or her body. But Issei interrupted his thoughts again. Issei. You know, you're the first one I'm telling this to. You know, I really like being perverted, but don't think that I'm one of those hypocrites. On the contrary, I'm one of them. But I respect women. I don't just love them for how they look, but also how they are inside. And if one day I have a harem, I will take care with all my heart of those who accept me and want my love, but despite that, you will always be the first to be my pretty girl. Yuuma was surprised, she really liked the brown-haired boy's words, they made her feel for the first time a warm feeling that was emerging within her. Yuuma. You are very cute, Issei-kun. So the days passed, Yuuma and Issei spent almost all the time together. Yuuma felt happier and happier to be with him, all the hatred inside her vanished, that manic way of being, that psychopathic and cold side of her also disappeared, now she truly was a kind and sweet girl. So time passed until Friday night. Yuuma was on top of a building very thoughtful. Yuuma. Why do I feel so changed? I even feel that I am no longer Raynare the great fallen angel, but Yuuma, I no longer feel any hatred, but a great warmth when I am with you. I can't believe it, I finally understand this. Issei, you changed me, and not only that, blushes and smiling, I have also fallen deeply in love with you. Baka, what did you do to me? The next morning Issei and Yuuma had their date, everything was fine, they went to the movies, although the brown-haired boy was surprised by the movie the girl chose, which was a horror movie. He took her to eat, they bought her a lot of things, everything was fine until it was 6:30, and they went to a park next to a fountain. Yuuma. Issei, you really love me. Issei. Of course, I've already told you several times, I don't plan on leaving you, because you are my sunshine, my beautiful Yuuma-chan, placing his hand on her cheek. It was a very peaceful and warm moment. Yuuma was blushing at his words, in a moment without realizing it they were face to face. The two were slowly getting closer and closer, until the two connected their lips in a tender and passionate kiss, lasting almost a minute separating. The two were happy it was their first kiss. But Yuuma, who at that moment was not thinking about anything but his brown-haired boy. Issei. Yuuma, I love you. Yuuma. This is Issei. But what do we have here? It seems that you already brought it, Raynare. Yuuma. Ladybug. Issei. Confused, who is Yuuma, explain it to me. Anaciage. She has nothing to tell you, I'm just telling you that she used you, don't believe that she really loves you. The great cold and ruthless fallen angel Raynare only had to get close to you to be able to kill you. Issei. Yuuma, is what this guy says true? Yuuma. Anaciage. Raynare, you better tell him the truth, tell him that your main objective was to make him fall in love with you and then break his heart into pieces, thus killing him in that depressive state without any compassion. Issei, Issei, Yuuma-chan is not like that, you really are a bad guy, how dare you force her to do that kind of things. Anaciage. Ha ha ha, you really are an idiot, I didn't force her to do anything, she did it on her own, and besides, making you fall in love and suffer was her plan, not mine. Issei. Yuuma. Issei-kun. Issei. With tears in his eyes, Yuuma-chan, tell me he's lying, tell me you're not that kind of person, say it once and for all. Yuuma. If he's right, I'm a fallen angel, and my name is not Amano Yuuma, but Raynare, and indeed my goal was to make you fall in love with me to kill you. Issei. I see, I was just trash to you, someone to play with and have fun with, you just used me because of how my life was, you knew that no woman wants me, and you used that to take advantage of me, you think I'm just nothing, someone who deserves death and the suffering of love. Don't worry, I won't run, I don't know what I'm good for in this world, if you're going to kill me, do it now, Raynare. Yuuma was crying inside, all the brunette's words broke her heart, and even more when he said without any expression Raynare without telling Yuuma again, it really hurts her. An Issei. Well, now that you're here, you damn trash, die, throwing a spear of light at him that hits his heart. Suddenly Issei fell dead to the floor, the two angels retreated in a magic circle, Issei laughed like a psychopath, Yuuma kept his head down, and a tear coming out of it. Yuuma. Forgive me Issei-kun. Issei. I think this is it, well I guess I can die in peace, just for the last time I would like to see that girl with crimson hair. Suddenly a red magic circle formed, appearing from Rias' grimoire. Rias. It seems that you called me, you will be resurrected, but only to serve me. From this moment you will be my slave, your life belongs to me Issei. Chapter 3. New Life. It was a quiet morning in Kuo. Issei woke up from a long dream, but instead of being happy like every day, he had a face of pain and sadness. With each moment he remembered that day his heart broke, but at the same time he was in shock as he wondered how he was still alive, if they were supposed to have killed him. The brown-haired boy had a lot of doubts. But before thinking about anything else something took him out of his thoughts, he realized that he was completely naked, to finish he also felt something very soft and large with his hand. Issei. What is this, it feels so good. Ah. He lifted the sheets to see what was causing that sound, when he removed them he was surprised, and at the same time he turned red, in front of his eyes was Rias' grimoire, he already had a lot of doubts in his head, and now he was wondering what the hell the most popular girl in his bed was doing, naked. Issei. Blushing Rias-senpai. Rias. Waking up, good morning. Issei. Jumping out of bed, Ito, what are you doing in my bed and naked? Rias. Without giving it importance, the first because I was healing you, the second because I don't like sleeping with clothes on. Before I could say anything, I heard someone coming up the stairs. This is Hyoudou. Issei, are you ready, and why is there so much noise in your room? Issei tried to hide Rias, but he didn't have time, and he saw how his mother came in and was speechless, seeing how her son was naked on top of a girl. At that moment the room went silent until someone spoke. Rias. Good morning. This is Hyoudou. Closing the door and quickly going down, Honey Issei is. Mr. Hyoudou. Happy, don't tell me that our son is with a woman. This is Hyoudou. Haha. Issei. Sighing, why is Rias in my room? I think it doesn't matter, it's great to have the most popular girl and also naked, I'm surprised this body is of a tall angel, don't tell me I lost my virginity. Rias. Approaching his ear, don't worry, I'm still a virgin. Issei. Excuse me, can you get dressed please? Rias. Something is bothering you. Issei. Her breasts are very big. Rias. It doesn't bother me, you can watch them as long as you want. Issei. Shaking his head, changing the subject to what he means about me healing. Rias. Well, you see, the day before yesterday you died and I had to resurrect you, but the problem was your heart wound. Yesterday, Sunday, you slept all day, that's why I've been treating you until today. Issei. I see, but before saying anything. Rias. Hugging him from behind, but you know now I am your mistress, you are mine and no one else's. Issei. Blush her breasts. Rias. I already told you that I don't care, I'll always let you look at them, even touch them as much as you want. Issei. To touch them, this is wonderful, I think it's my lucky day. Rias. More serious, but it will be another time, for now we are going to school, there I will send a subordinate of mine to take you to the club, there I will tell you the subject in more detail. Issei. Hey. Rias. By the way, I can call you Issei. Issei. Of course, there's no problem. Rias. With a smile, good. Rias got dressed and Issei too, the two went down to have breakfast. What bothered Issei was that his parents asked Rias a lot of questions, some made them blush, and others uncomfortable, until Rias used magic to erase their memory of what happened. Issei understood why his parents didn't ask about yesterday when he wasn't there, this was Rias doing. Finally the two left for school, which all the students were surprised at what they were seeing, the perverted beast accompanying the most popular girl, the men they were furious with him and the girls crying in I'm style, then the two arrived at the building. Rias. Well Issei, I'm leaving you, remember what we talked about. Issei. Hey. Damn Issei. Issei. Getting punched, what's wrong with you, Motohama? Motohama. Why are you with Rias senpai, animal? Issei. With a funny face that you envy me. Mitsuda. Well, of course you have a girlfriend and you're also with the most popular girl. Issei. changing his attitude to one of hate and pain. Well, I no longer have a girlfriend and I don't want to talk about her. If you'll excuse me, I have to go to class. Motohama and Mitsuda changed their angry attitude to a sad and worried one. They thought that girl only played with him to hurt him. They decided to chase Issei to apologize. Well, he walked away from them with his head down. Well, someone watched Issei. She was an 18-year-old girl who had glasses. Her body was a slim figure. Her hair was short black. Her eyes were violet and her breasts were a B cup. This young lady was the third most popular Sona Sitri, the student council president. Sona. So you are Hyoudou Issei, she said this with a smile showing interest in the boy. Later it was time to break and Issei was very thoughtful. He was also waiting for the person who was going to pick him up. At that moment he heard the girls screaming and saw that it was Hyoudou Kiba. He sighed since he knew he was from the club and probably Rias sent him. He stood up to go with him. The girls were angry since they did not want Issei to contaminate their senpai. Issei did not take it important. The two walked and arrived at a room that did not have a lot of light. He saw that in the room there were 3 people, which were Rias, Akeno, and Kaneko. Kaneko is a small girl of 15 years old. Her hair is short white, her eyes are hazel in color, and her small breasts are an A cup. Issei did not need to ask the name of the other two since he knew them thanks to his friend Motohama. Issei. Rias senpai can now tell me everything that's going on. So he told him what the 3 factions consisted of. He also told him about the sacred gear or longinus. He told him what the evil piece were, that they were practically chess pieces. He told him that he was a pawn, although Issei did not like the idea, but he didn't say anything. He told him about the clans of the demon faction in which they were, and that he had a boosted gear in his possession. Issei was happy about that, so he tried to activate it, but he couldn't, so I asked Rias. Issei. But I'm sure I can activate that power. Rias. Yes, Issei, why do you think that fallen angel used you? Issei. Please, let's not talk about that topic. Rias. Don't be like that, Issei, also look. Issei. Yuuma-chan. Rias. Exactly, we know that Amano Yuuma was with 3 other fallen angels to kill you, but do you know why? Issei. No. Rias. For your sacred gear. Issei. I understand, thanks, now all my doubts are gone. Rias. Changing the subject to say, I want you to give out some contracts. Issei. Stop. Rias. For people to make a pact with the Gremory family is something you already did. Issei remembered that before going on his date with Yuuma, a girl had given him a strange card. Rias. You remember now. Issei. Hey. Rias. Then get to work, but first Issei, did you know that the more contracts you have, your status as a demon will rise, and you can be the king of your own evil piece. Issei. With a smile full of perversion, and you can do whatever I say. Rias. Confused, yes, why? Issei. With a perverted face, great, finally my dream will come true, I will be the king of the harem, and the girls who are my pieces will be mine, and they will adore me. Rias. With an anime style drop, I think so. Akeno. Ara Issei-kun is quite a pervert. Kaneko. You are despicable without giving it importance while eating a cake. Kiba. I think we have someone quite strange in the family with a smile. Rias. Okay, Issei, go deliver contracts. Rias summoned a magic circle and explained to Issei that demons use these circles to transport themselves. Issei understood and stood in the circle, but nothing happened. Then Rias understood what was happening and told him that until he ranks up, he won't be able to use the circles on his own. Issei became sad, so he had to go out on his bike. On the street, 7:20 p.m. Issei. Why does this always happen to me? It doesn't matter, as long as I deliver contracts there is no problem. No one is going to stop me from being the king of the harem. I arrive at an apartment and knock. Issei. Excuse me, Mr. Marasawa, I am a demon from the Gremory clan. Mr. Marasawa. Opening and closing the door. A demon? Aren't demons supposed to arrive through a portal? You arrive and knock on the door. I also ask for the pretty Kaneko. Issei. Please trust me if you need it, I want to be the king of the harem. Mr. Marasawa. Okay, come in. Issei. Arigato. Marasawa. What powers do you have? Issei. None. Marasawa. Depressed and I'm style, then they brought me a useless demon. Issei. No, please tell me what I have to do and I will gladly do it, Marasawa-san. Mr. Marasawa. Let me see, have you already seen Drago Sable? Issei. With a sparkle in his eyes, of course I'm a fan. Mr. Marasawa. Then you should know that the best is Teru. Issei. Of course not, everyone knows that the best is Saramago. Mr. Marasawa. Then you can prove it. Issei. You can prove it. 5 hours later. Issei. I can't believe it, I had to give contracts and I ended up watching Drago Sable. But what do we have here? It seems to be a disgusting demon. Issei. Turning back, who are you? In front of Issei was a tall woman with great attributes, her eyes were a brown color, she had long navy blue hair that hid her right eye. Her outfit consisted of a brown trench coat type top with a wide collar, a matching miniskirt and black high-heeled shoes, and the top of her trench coat was open, showing her D-cup breasts and her well-formed cleavage. Let me introduce myself, my name is Raynare, and I am a fallen angel. Issei. Surprised, a fallen angel. Raynare. Now that I see you clearly, you weren't the human that Dragón killed, but Raynare-sama had to play with your feelings to be able to destroy you so easily. Issei. Annoyed Urusei. Raynare. Huh? Issei. Angry, don't talk to me about her, I hate her, I hate her, I hate her. At that moment his left hand began to shine. Raynare. I see, can you tell me how you are alive and how you became a demon? Issei. I was revived and turned into a demon by my butcher Rias Gremory. Raynare. So the Gremory clan adopted you, but I will still kill you and finish Dragón-sama's job. Raynare headed out with a spear of light ready to kill Issei. But Issei dodged it and said. Issei. They won't defeat me because I'm Rias Gremory's pawn. The fallen angel became enraged and went for him again. At that moment Issei thought of Ria's words, that to activate his boosted gear, it was necessary to concentrate, so he did and took out a kind of gauntlet made of red and yellow armor, with to green center. Raynare. Nani. Issei. Boost 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 boost, hitting Raynare in the abdomen, sending her flying. Raynare. Standing up and spitting out some blood, you bucking demon, I'll be back for you. Issei. Disappearing his gauntlet, so this was my sacred gear. Later in the occult club. Rias. Serious and a little angry. Issei, you risked a lot. Issei. But you, nothing happened to me, and I defeated her. Rias. But you still shouldn't do that, since your you ordered you not to face a fallen angel alone, that's clear. Issei. Hi, sorry you, it won't happen again. Retreating. Akeno. Don't you think you were too harsh on Issei-kun? Rias. Yes, I know, it's just that I want to protect him, I won't let those damn fallen angels hurt my cute pawn. Meanwhile, in an abandoned church, a slightly angry Raynare arrives, seeing a girl sobbing on a bench. Raynare. What's wrong, Raynare? Yuuma didn't say anything because she was very sad. Raynare just sighed thinking about the fallen angel's change. She was shocked, she wondered where the angel was who was arrogant, cold-hearted, the one who killed without compassion and the most talented. She was disappointed she could only see a heartbroken schoolgirl. Raynare. Can you tell me what's wrong with you? You've been very sad for almost 3 days. Don't tell me it's because of the devil. Yuuma, annoyed and sad at the same time. That doesn't matter to you, eh? What do you mean by demon? Raynare. So that's what you heard, I met the former human that Mr. Dragón killed. Yuuma. Huh, in shock. Raynare. Yes, I found him. It turns out that the demon Rias Gremory revived him and transformed him into a demon to make him her pawn, but he told me something else. He told me that he hates you so much that he doesn't want to hear your name. Yuuma. About to cry, you're lying, my Issei-kun wouldn't say that. Raynare. That's your problem if you don't believe me, but you know if Dragón sees your change, and that you also fell in love with that young man, I don't want to imagine what he will do to you. He left from there with a small smile. Yuuma was devastated to know that the boy she loves so much in this world hates her, and ended up agreeing to be Rias Gremory's slave. She knew very well that Issei began to see Rias in a different way. Flashback. Friday, one day before the appointment. Yuuma. Happy Issei-kun is coming. But he sees how Issei before leaving looks at a red-haired girl, who already knew who it was. What she saw made her angry, she turns to look at him, and he quickly turns red in the cheeks, but he turned around seeing how Rias gave him a smile, and he returned the smile warmly. After that moment he left with Yuuma, and the two of them walked away. Yuuma. Jealous, why were you looking at that girl so much? Issei. Nervous, she's just Rias senpai, don't worry. Yuuma. Yes, of course, she is prettier than me. Issei. Are you jealous? Yuuma. Faking a smile, of course I wasn't just asking. Issei takes her by the waist and says. Issei. Don't worry, you know you'll always be the first, my pretty Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. Blushed and happy, thank you very much Issei-kun. Then flashback. Yuuma. Sobbing, Baka, what have you done to me? Because of you I have changed, and that's not all. I'm surprised to know that thanks to you, I became a complete schoolgirl in love. That's why I will get you back, because I love you with all my heart Issei-kun. The next morning Issei was walking to go to the academy. At that moment he felt sadness and pain. One was that made his butchu angry, and another is that despite saying he hated Yuuma, it was really a lie. He loved her deeply, and despite everything he could do not hate her, because his heart was still leaning towards her. Without realizing it he tripped over someone. Issei. Sorry, are you okay? Don't worry. Issei. But she's very pretty. In front of him was a very pretty girl who had long blonde hair that reached her waist, her eyes were a very striking green color, and her breasts were a B cup. "Oh, thank you very much for helping me." Issei. "No problem, excuse me, can you tell me your name?" "My name is Asia Argento, nice to meet you." Chapter 4. Forgiveness. Previously we saw how Issei joined the occult club, receiving a warm welcome. Rias had told Issei everything about the three factions, also about the sacred gear, and that he was the possessor of one. The brown-haired boy went to deliver contracts, and it did not turn out as he wanted. That night he met Raynare, a fallen angel who was eventually defeated. The next morning he stumbled upon a girl named Asia who will now pass by, and Issei will forgive Yuuma. Asia. "My name is Asia Argento." Issei. "Nice to meet you, my name is Hyoudou Issei, but you can call me Issei." Asia. "Hi, nice to meet you Issei-san." Issei. "But what can I say, she's so pretty, hey, don't you think it's a nice day?" Asia. "I guess so." Issei. "But what the hell do I look like, lady?" Asia. "Excuse me Issei-san, can you help me? I got lost, I'm looking for a church." Issei. "No problem." Asia. "You are very kind." As they were walking, for some reason Issei felt uncomfortable with Asia. But a noise brought him out of his thoughts. He turned around and saw a crying child. He saw how Asia ran towards the child and began to emanate a green light from her hands that began to heal the child's wound. Issei was surprised. After that moment the two continued walking. Asia. "Sorry if I scared you." Issei. "Why do you say that? Yes, it surprised me and everything, but I wouldn't be afraid of that." Asia. "Sorry, it's just that all the people who see my powers usually get scared and call me a monster." She said this last part with sadness. Issei noticed his words and realized that his life was not easy. They continued walking, and Issei pointed out where the church was. Asia. "Thank you very much Issei-san, you are the first person who has welcomed me kindly since I arrived in Japan. Issei-san, could you visit me someday, I don't know, on Thursday?" Issei. "Of course, it's a promise." Asia. "See you there." 2 days later at the occult club. Rias. "Definitely not." Issei. "But I promised." "But you." Rias. "Issei, listen to me, the reason you can't go is because she is a nun, and you should know that demons can't enter the church because it is poison for us, you already understood." Issei. "It's okay, but you." Rias. "I know it seems like I'm scolding you, but I just want to protect you." Issei. "Thanks, but you, and don't worry." Issei was about to leave when Akeno entered and told Rias that there was a renegade demon in the city. Rias nods and summons the others to go to him. After a while they found him in an abandoned building, which Issei was surprised because in front of him was a beautiful girl totally naked, but everything went to shit because she transformed into an extremely horrible beast. Making the boy uncomfortable. Issei. "How dare you ruin a woman's image, crying an I'm style." Rias. "With a drop attack, show Issei how the Gremory clan attacks." All. Haha. They all attacked the beast in a way that caused Issei to glow with admiration. After a while the demon fell defeated, or so everyone believed, since it was a mistake the Redeed was going to be hurt, but Issei activated the gauntlet, saving her from the attack. Rias was surprised by the quick movement of her pawn. Akeno. Now someone tried to hurt our but you, I'll have to punish you for that." Akeno began to throw rays at him with a very sadistic face, causing Issei's blood to run cold. The Redeed told the brown-haired man that she was like that. Finally Akeno finished off the demon, then everyone went to the club. There Rias asked Issei to distribute contracts. Issei. "But you, why, it can't be tomorrow." Rias. "Serious Issei, the others when they started in a week already had up to 2 contracts, you've been here for 4 days, and you don't even have a single contract. Go Issei, don't disappoint me." Issei. "No, but you, I'll be right there." Issei left the club towards his destination, but in a very sad way. He thought that his butchu always ended up scolding him. Then he arrived at a house, but saw that there was no one until he reached a room, but what he saw left him in shock and also wanting to vomit. It was a mutilated person. "You should know that it is a punishment for those bastards." Issei. "You did it. If there is any problem, I see that you are a disgusting demon. Let me introduce myself properly. My name is Fried Selson, I am a priest who is going to dig with you." Fried took out a lightsaber with a gun, surprising the brown-haired boy. Issei had to activate his gauntlet, then he went to attack him, but it was useless. Fried dodged his attacks, then the priest decided to torture him. He shot him in the leg and began to cut him with his sword. Issei screamed in pain. He believed that at that moment his end was going to come, but someone entered screaming, which was Asia, surprising Issei. Asia. Scared and horrified. What does this mean? Fried. "Well, you see Asia-chan, this is what we do, it's our job to eliminate these shits, because that's what they are now. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to kill him." Asia. Standing in front of him, I won't leave him. I'm surprised that Issei-san is a demon, but I know he's not a monster, he's different. Issei. Surprised and blushing Asia. Freed. Started laughing like a psychopath. What nonsense are you talking about? Demons are garbage, that's what they are. Freed with his sword cut the front of her clothes and bra, exposing her breasts, and then pushed her against the wall, saying that he was punishing her. Then he began to kick her many times, provoking Issei's anger. He tried to punch her, but it didn't work. Freed left Asia and sent the brown-haired boy flying. Before something happened, Rias and the others appeared in front of him. Issei. But you. Rias. Are you okay, Issei? Issei. Hey. Rias. Forgive me, if I had known there was a priest, I would not have sent you. Issei. Don't worry about me. Rias. You know, priest, I have a policy and whoever messes with my slaves will suffer a punishment, so Kaneko take care of him. Kaneko. Yes, but you. The little loli launched herself at him, provoking Freed's anger since he couldn't hit her. Kaneko grabbed a table on the head, knocking him unconscious. Rias. Okay, let's go. Issei. Don't wait, but you, we have to take you to Asia. Rias. I can't, only members can enter my circle. Issei. No please, he couldn't do anything since Kaneko was holding him tightly. Asia. Asia. Shedding a tear. See you soon, Issei-san. Those from the club left, causing Issei sadness. When they arrived, Issei was healed by Rias. Then the next day was Friday, and Issei decided to miss because he was sad. Then when he went out for a walk, Issei met someone who left him in shock. Issei. Asia. Asia. Hello, Issei-san. Issei. Ran towards her and hugged her. Asia, are you okay? That bastard didn't hurt you. Asia. Fortunately I'm fine, Mr. Freed, forgive me. Issei. As long as you're okay, it's okay. Asia, you'd like to go out and hang out as friends for a while, nothing special. Asia. Confused how? Issei. Read what I mean is having a date but with friends. Asia. I would love you. Issei. Well then let's go. At that moment the two walked, but they did not notice that someone was watching them. It was Yuuma, who followed Issei to apologize, but when she saw that scene she was completely filled with jealousy, so she decided to follow them. While Issei and Asia had a great time, Issei invited her to eat, play video games, and finally he won her a stuffed animal. Yuuma saw all this with jealousy, since he wanted to be in Asia's place. After that moment the two arrived at a park. Sitting on a bench there, Asia tells the brown-haired boy all about her past, making him extremely sad, but the next thing broke his heart. The blonde told him that she had never had friends. Issei decided to tell her. Issei. Asia, I will be your friend, and I will always protect you no matter what happens, hugging her and giving her a sincere smile. This action surprised the girl, but at the same time her heart began to beat rapidly. On impulse she gave a small kiss to the boy's lips. He was surprised as he saw Asia smile. Yuuma saw this whole scene with jealousy at its core. 100. Yuuma. Pouting and puffing out her cheeks, but what the hell are you doing, Issei-kun, and to finish you let her kiss you. But someone took her out of her thoughts and saw that it was Danasiage, who came out of nowhere heading towards the boys, so she got scared because she didn't want that we to kill her Issei-kun again. Danasiage. Catches Asia off guard, but what we have here seems to be that what Raynare told me is true. Issei. Hey, let go of it right now. Danasiage. What can you do? At that Issei takes out his sacred gear, but before saying anything, he is pierced by a spear of light, scaring Yuuma and Asia. Danasiage. You know I don't have time for your nonsense, that stupid toy will never hurt me, so if you'll excuse me I'll leave. Issei was lying on the floor. He couldn't save Asia, he could only watch as Danasiage left in a magical circle with pain and sadness. He started to cry out of desperation, but he saw how the wound on her stomach was being healed, so he turned around and saw. To Yuuma, after being healed by it, he stopped suddenly. Issei. With his head lowered and his voice was very serious. Why did you cure me? You did it because you want to kidnap and torture me. Yuuma. I did it because I don't want to see you hurt. Issei. Now you don't care about me. If you don't care about my feelings, how are you going to care about my health? Yuuma. Crying, don't say that, Issei. Seriously, forgive me, I didn't want to hurt you, but you have to believe me. At first if I wanted to kill you, but as the days went by I changed and started to have true feelings for you. Issei. With a voice of hate. Well, you know that I don't believe you and I don't love you, rather I feel disgust towards you. It's better that you come home because I'm going to save Asia, so sayonara, Raynare. Yuuma runs up to him and slaps him. Yuuma. Baka 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 baka. Issei. In shock. Yuuma. Why do you say that about me? You don't understand, right? I'm not playing, I don't want you to leave, you see that I love you very much. Issei. Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. I love you. She rushes towards him and gives him a kiss that released all the love she felt for him. Issei was at that moment overwhelmed, a lot of emotions went through his mind, until every emotional barrier he had towards her was broken, then he began to reciprocate the kiss, leading to a fight of tongues, the two separated due to the lack of air. Issei. You're serious? Yuuma. With a warm smile and touching his cheek, of course my baka. Issei. Crying, forgive me Yuuma-chan, I shouldn't have said those ugly things to you. Yuuma. There is nothing to forgive, yes your words hurt me, but the love I feel for you is so great that I can't get away from you. Issei-kun, I don't know how you did it, but you are the first man who makes me feel this way, and you are the first one who gave my heart to him. I fell deeply in love with you, I don't know how it happened, but I love you Issei-kun. Issei. I love you too Yuuma. The brunette gave him a passionate kiss that reflected all the desire he had during those days they were separated. After a romantic moment, Issei asked him about Denaisege's plan with Asia. Yuuma told him all the details, which was to steal Asia's sacred heart. Here, Issei was upset, but he kept his composure, so he came up with a plan and told Yuuma to go entertain Denaisege. Yuuma agreed, but before he left, Issei told him to be careful, and if he saw that Denaisege gave him a finger, he would kill him without mercy for touching his girl. This made the black-haired girl blush, but leaving him behind, she went at full speed towards her destination. Then the brunette headed towards the occult club to ask for help. When he arrived he explained to Rias the details she slapped him, since she was angry with him. Rias. I told you that those are not our business. Issei. Then don't help me, the clan is not supposed to be a family and support each other, but I'm just a pawn anyway. No, that's why he always scolds me for being useless, because this useless guy is going to save his friend. He leaves, leaving everyone surprised. Rias. Sad Issei. Akeno. What are you going to do? Rias. Kiba Kaneko, go help him, he needs your support. Kiba and Kaneko nodded and headed with Issei. Akeno asked Rias if she was going to help him. Rias. Akeno is right, we are family and we should support each other. I know it seems like I'm always scolding him, but it's not like that, I just want to see him grow and mature, besides I don't want my cute pawn to be angry with me. Akeno. Rias, did you fall in love with him? Rias. Blushed, maybe yes, more serious, but now we must destroy the fallen angels. Akeno agreed and the two went in a circle to get ahead. When they got outside the church they met Middleton Calwarner. The girls had to fight with them, while the others had caught up to Issei. He was surprised. He asked them why they were with him. Kiba told him that Rias had sent them, and that they both do it because they are family. The blonde's words made the brown-haired boy happy, but he left that moment to go to the church. In the church someone was already fighting, and it was Yuuma who was preparing to face Denaisege. Denaisege. But how low you have fallen Raynare. Yuuma. I'm not Raynare anymore, I'm Amano Yuuma. Denaisege. So Calwarner was telling the truth, you fell in love with the boy. Yuuma. What's that? Denaisege. Then I'll have to finish you off. Yuuma. I know you are stronger than me, but I will do everything possible to rescue this girl. Denaisege began to laugh maniacally. Yuuma angrily launched herself straight at him. Issei. By the way, they had arrived at the church. When Issei and the others entered they met Freed. The three of them had to face him. Finally they were able to defeat him, but he escaped leaving Issei angry, since he wanted to make him pay for what he did to Asia, but he had to resign himself and go for Asia who was downstairs. When they arrived Issei saw something that left him in shock and extremely angry. He saw Asia embedded in a cross almost naked. She was full of bruises and wounds, and next to her was Yuuma lying on the floor very injured. It looked like Denaisege was torturing them, but what surprised him is that Denaisege had in her hand an object that glowed green. Denaisege. I see you've already arrived, but it's a bit late, don't you think? Issei. You did that to Asia and Yuuma-chan. Denaisege. And yes I did, you really saw it coming before. The two of them were screaming your name while I was torturing them. It was so funny, but in the end I got what I wanted. This nun's sacred gear, she inserts it into her body, now I'm immortal. Issei. Damn you Kiba Kaneko, can you do me please take care of Denaisege's men? Kiba. Don't worry Issei-kun, that's what we were thinking of doing. Issei went to see how his girls were doing. The first to open her eyes was Yuuma. He asked her if she was okay, and she just agreed. Then he saw how Asia slowly opened her eyes. Issei was happy, but it didn't last long. He remembered that once Rias said that once the sacred gear was taken out people would die, so he went to see her. She told him that she had a great time with him, and that she is eternally grateful. Those were the last words the blonde said before dying. Issei. Asiaya. Denaisege seems to have died, what a pity. Issei. Stands up, but his hands started to glow with a lot of pain and hatred. You hurt the woman I love, you hurt Asia, and you still dare to make fun of her death. I won't boost, I won't forgive you. Denaisege. Horrified Nani, where is this power coming from? Just at that moment Rias had just arrived since she had exterminated Calwarner and Middled. At that moment, everyone was watching in amazement as Issei formed a kind of red armor. When he finished, he said in an angry voice, "You will die, damn it." Before anyone could say or do anything, he launched himself at full speed to attack Issei. Issei began to brutally hit the fallen angel, making him spit out gobs of blood. He grabbed him by the neck and began to punch him several times in the back. Then he grabbed a wing and ripped it off without mercy. Issei screamed very desperately. Everyone who saw the scene was dying of fear from such a macabre scene. Finally Issei grabbed his legs going up to the sky to go to the ground at full speed and stamped it, and so he continued until two people screamed, almost crying. "Rias and Yuuma. Stop it please." Issei stopped hitting Issei, leaving him on the ground. He went with the others and deactivated the armor. The brown-haired boy apologized to them. Those of the clan went to see Issei, who was about to die. He was surprised, since not even the sacred gear saved him from such an act. Rias told him that he not only had any sacred gear, but it was one of the most powerful. The Red Dragon Emperor Issei and Yuuma were in complete shock. Finally, after a while, Issei was destroyed by Rias. The Redeed, seeing Issei sad, decided to revive Asia. She did so by returning her sacred gear to her. When she woke up, she was extremely happy about that, but Issei went to hug her. But that act he made Rias and Yuuma jealous. Rias told her that he revived her, but only because of her powers. Asia agreed. Then Rias went to Yuuma. Everyone thought she was going to kill her, but instead of that she completely cured her. "Rias, I know you hurt my pawn, but I see that you have changed. I will let you live, but with one condition. You will become my servant." Yuuma. "Hi, but don't turn me into a demon. I will be your slave and the clan slave just with that request." Rias agreed even though she thought he was going to say no. She didn't know that Yuuma loved Issei so much that she was happy to be with the one who put aside her pride. Then they all retired to their houses, Issei and Yuuma. He went to a hotel, since the girl wanted to give him something, but someone noticed this. Lemon skipped. The two of them gave each other a passionate kiss before falling asleep. When they fell asleep, Yuuma had a mark on his stomach that was like a dragon. Well, they did not notice that someone was watching them, which was Rias. Rias. Excited and angry, hell Issei doing things like this. Chapter 5. Quiet Days. It was Saturday morning. Issei woke up from a long sleep. The first thing he saw was Yuuma, who had been awake for 20 minutes. She looked at him with a smile. "Yuuma. Good morning, sleepyhead, you slept well." Issei. "Yuuma-chan. I slept well, but what happened?" Yuuma. Laughing, "Ha ha ha, you almost forgot, silly, we made love." Issei. "Ah, that's right, I thought it was just a dream. Wait, that means I lost my virginity yesterday." Yuuma. "That's right, blushes, and I lost it too, and also remember that you came inside me." Issei. "Blushy, sorry about that." Yuuma. "That doesn't matter as long as you take responsibility for what happens, I have no problem." Issei. "I will do it, don't worry, but now we have to go. I want to introduce you to my parents and do other things. We have 2 days of fun." Yuuma. "Sounds good to me, let's go." Issei. "Yuuma, wait, before we go I want to ask you something." Yuuma. "Nani?" Issei. "Blush, you want to be my girlfriend again?" Yuuma. "Of course Issei-kun, with pleasure." Issei. "I'm glad to hear that, my pretty Yuuma-chan." The two gave each other a tender kiss to agree on their courtship. Then they got up to get dressed and leave without first returning the keys to the room. When they left, the two went to the brown-haired boy's house. When they arrived, Issei's parents scolded him for why he had not arrived at the house. Issei told them that he had not been able to arrive because he was with his girlfriend yesterday. The parents understood and changed their faces to a face of total happiness. All morning Yuuma was with Issei's parents chatting. When dusk arrived, Yuuma and Issei spent the rest of the day together, and at night, Issei offered her to sleep at his house, which she gladly accepted. Sunday arrived, that is when the boys received a letter from Rias, which said that Yuuma and Asia were enrolled in school. This made the brown-haired boy very happy. The next day classes began. Yuuma and Issei entered, but everyone watched them very strangely. Many watched with amazement as the perverted beast was grabbed by the shoulder by a very beautiful girl. That's when they started to murmur bad things about the brown-haired boy. Yuuma was extremely angry upon hearing them talk. Yuuma. "Hey, don't talk bad about me, Issei-kun." Everyone just fell silent upon hearing that and didn't say anything else. Issei internally thanked having Yuuma there at that school. The couple continued on their way until they reached the club room. Upon entering, they saw that the others were already gathered. Issei. "Oh my." Rias. "Oh, Issei." Bakeno. "Oh, Issei-kun." Kiba. "How are you, Issei-kun?" Hineko. She didn't say anything, she just continued eating her sweets. Asia. "Aheo, Issei-san." Issei. "Asia, I see you're feeling better now." Asia. "Well, it was all thanks to you." Rias. "If you don't mind, can we continue?" Issei. "Huh. So gomen nasai but you." Rias. "Well, I need you, Asia and Yuuma, to come forward." The two obeyed and went to the front, the others just watched seriously. Rias. We couldn't finish our talk 3 days ago, so you go first Asia. That day I told you that I had revived you as my slave to use your power for my benefit, and not only that you became a demon, so you can do the things you did before. Asia. A little sad hi. Rias. With a warm smile, you don't have to be sad unlike other clans. I love my slaves as much as a family. I promise to take good care of you, and if that doesn't make you happy, the other reason why I resurrected you is because my pawn Issei wanted it in a certain way. Asia. Happy, I really appreciate it, you are a very kind person. Rias. I'm glad to hear that, but continuing with the topic, I need to ask you too if you know the evil piece. Asia. Of course, at church they told me about those pieces. Yuuma. Since I was investigating demons before, I know what those pieces are, so there's no problem. Rias. It's good that you know, Asia, that day I also gave you a piece which is the bishop, there's no problem with that, right? Asia. Don't worry, I'll be happy with any piece. Rias. Well, now you continue. Yuuma, I told you that despite everything you caused I would spare your life, on the condition that you would be my slave, you agreed, but with the request that I would not turn you into a demon. I am right. Yuuma. That's right, I will be your slave just with that little thing, the reason is because I have grown up like a fallen angel, and I want to continue like that until the day I die. Rias. Okay, I understand your reason, so I accept it. Afterwards Rias began to do a small ritual, which Yuuma began to glow a crimson red. When Rias finished, she told her that she was now part of her clan, and that it was her tower. Yuuma nodded with a small smile. Rias finally told her the same thing she told Asia, she promised to take care of her, and that from that moment on she was part of the family. Yuuma. Arigato Butchu. Rias. In conclusion, Asia and Yuuma promised to always be loyal to the clan and take care of each other no matter what. Asia and Yuuma. Hi, we swear Butchu. Rias. With a huge smile, then welcome to the family, girls. The others applauded and welcomed them warmly. Asia and Yuuma thought of the same thing, that they were going to believe wholeheartedly in the Redeed's words. After that moment, Rias asked everyone to leave except for Issei. Everyone agreed and left. Finally Issei and Rias were left alone. Rias. The first thing I have to tell you is an apology, I shouldn't have reacted that way. Issei. You don't have to apologize, Butchu, it was my fault, I never had to raise my voice at you. Rias. Then let's forget what happened. Issei. Of course, Butchu. Rias. The other thing I have to tell you is that you remember saying at that time that a pawn is worthless. Issei. Heido, gomen nasai for that. Rias. Well, on the contrary, the pawn is very important, you should know that this piece can replace the others, of course, except for the king. Issei. Seriously? Rias. Hey. Issei. That's great, but I want to tell you something else. Rias. Nanny. Issei. I wouldn't like to compete with others for you, I only want you for myself. Rias. Blush huh? Issei. Blushing, wait, don't misunderstand, what I mean is that I don't want others to have your attention anymore. Rias. I see, hugs Issei from behind. Issei. Butchu. Rias. You don't have to worry about that, there won't be another pawn, and the reason is because I used the 8 on you. Issei. So I'm the only one? Rias. That's right, you're the only one, that's why I will always take care of my cute pawn. Rias then let go of his embrace and went to the couch to have a cup of tea. Rias. You can leave now, Issei. Issei. Before I leave, what do you think of Asia and Yuuma? Rias. From Asia, who is a good person and it seems that she has potential for magic, I don't blame the fallen angels for wanting to have her, and from Yuuma, who is great for having a fallen angel in my clan. Issei. Well then, Butchu took me away. Issei left, leaving Rias alone. At that moment, she made a sad face as she remembered the night Issei and Yuuma had their moment. She wondered why her heart hurt. After all, it was her pawn's private life. She couldn't find an explanation until she remembered what Akeno told her before leaving for the church. Rias. Blush, maybe you're right, Akeno, every time I'm with Issei my heart beats very fast, and am I really falling deeply in love with him? Later in Issei's classroom, the teacher interrupted the class to tell everyone something important. Teacher. Students, I have to let you know that 2 new students have arrived, you can come in now. And that everyone sees how 2 very beautiful girls entered, which were Yuuma and Asia. Teacher. Introduce yourselves so I can continue with the class. Asia. Oh, nice to meet you, my name is Argento Asia, I hope we become good friends. Yuuma. I am Amano Yuuma, Hyoudou Issei's Konoha, I hope to get along with you. Everyone was shocked by Yuuma's words, they couldn't believe that such a beautiful girl was the girlfriend of the perverted beast. Both men and women began to look at Issei with hatred. Yuuma noticed this and made an Akeno-style smile, which made everyone's blood runs cold, including Issei and the teacher. Yuuma. Companions, I want to tell you something else. Whoever has intentions of hurting my boyfriend Issei-kun may not return home alive, I hope you understand. Everyone seemed very scared. Issei just watched the scene with fear and that a boy says to Issei in the ear. Boy. Hey, your girlfriend is scary. Issei. Sighing, you're quite right about that, my friend. After that moment the classes continued. To the happiness of the brown-haired boy Yuuma sat next to him. The hours passed like this until break time began. Motohama. Issei, I thought you had a fight with her. Issei. Yes, but everything is already arranged so don't worry. Mitsuda. I'm happy for you, but now how are we going to spy on girls? Issei. You're right, I hadn't thought of that. Motohama. Why don't we just do it secretly? Issei. What did you come up with? Mitsuda. Then let's try it. Motohama and Issei. Hi. The three of them sneaked off to spy on girls, while Yuuma met up with Murayama and Caddis. Yuuma. Hey, you guys are in my class, right? Caddis. You're right, we're in your same class, if I remember correctly your name is Yuuma no. Yuuma. Hey. Murayama. Hey, can you answer me a question? Yuuma. With a warm smile, of course there is no problem. Murayama. How did you fall in love with the perverted beast? Yuuma. Serious Issei-kun may be a pervert, but you have no right to call him that, he is sweet and kind, I value the person he is, that's why I'm going to kindly ask you not to speak ill of him. Murayama. But. Caddis. Grabs his shoulder, don't do it. Murayama could only remain silent. Caddis apologized to Yuuma, which he accepted with a smile and then walked away. Yuuma was looking for Issei, since she wanted to spend time with him. She was blushing a little because she thought it would be the first time they were together at school. Returning with Issei, he was with his friend spying on the girls' showers. Motohama. Honestly, this is great, so much beauty cannot be described. Mitsuda. You're absolutely right, Issei. Her breasts are great, I want to get in and touch them. So you want to touch them, huh? The three of them slowly turned around, meeting someone Issei didn't want to see. Issei. Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. I was looking for you to be together and I found you spying on girls' tits. I think you deserve a little punishment, don't you think, my love? Mitsuda and Motohama watched in terror as Yuuma took Issei to the darkest corner of the school. The two could only say one thing. Mitsuda and Motohama. At that moment Issei felt true terror. The rest of the day no one heard from Issei until Rias called him to tell him something and he appeared. Rias. Well, Issei, I called you because I wanted to say, wait, what happened to you? Watching in surprise as Issei had some bruises all over his body and some bites on his neck. Issei. Let's say my girlfriend caught me spying on girls, so she gave me a little punishment. Rias. How nice that I would have done the same thing in his place, I will not allow my pawn to have that attitude. Issei. I'm sorry, I just can't help it, but you. Rias. Well, don't look at any more women, remember that you already have Yuuma, whispering the last thing with a slight blush, also the only one you should see is me. Issei. What did but you say? Rias. Read nothing, just forget it, let's continue with what I wanted to tell you. Issei. Confused, okay. Rias. Well, what I wanted to tell you is that tomorrow I want you at 7 in the park. Issei. Why? Rias. Because I don't want my slave to be weak, so I will train you. Issei. If you say so, we'll see each other tomorrow. Issei went home with Yuuma, who had her head down. Yuuma. Ito. Issei, sorry for what happened, it's just that sometimes it makes me angry that you behave that way. Issei. Yes, I feel that way too. Yuuma. Fine, I forgive you pouting, but if I catch you spying again, your punishment will be worse. Issei. It's okay, don't be angry anymore. Yuuma. Well then I'll forget what happened, honey. Issei. Thanks, Yuuma-chan. The two stared at each other, then hugged and shared a passionate kiss. Chapter 6. Feelings. It was another day in the city of Kuo. Issei woke up little by little. When he saw his watch he was very scared, since he remembered that Rias told him to wake up early. He quickly looked out the window to see if he saw something, and indeed there Rias was. Issei got up as quietly as possible, so as not to wake up Yuuma. After a few minutes Issei left his house to do his exercises. Issei. Breathing heavily, but you already? Rias. Issei, don't complain, you still have 2 kilometers left, do you remember what I told you, that is king, I am in charge of making sure that my pieces are not weak. Issei. Yes, I remember. Rias. So less talk and more action. After Issei did all his exercises, he sat on a bench to relax. Issei. Good thing it's over. Rias. I congratulate you, you did very well, my dear pawn. Issei. Arigato, but you. Rias. By the way, I forgot to tell you that someone is coming. But before Issei could answer he heard someone coming. Turning his head he saw that it was Asia. Asia. Hi, sorry for the delay, but you san. Issei. What are you doing here, Asia? Asia. Well, but you-san told me to come. Rias. That's right, Issei, I asked Asia to come because she's going to live with you. Issei. After Issei finally reacted and understood Ria's situation, the three of them left for the brunette's house. Issei. I see they already brought you your things. Asia. That's right, but Issei-san, I don't want to be a bother. Issei. No problem, you will always be welcome in my house. Asia. Thank you, Issei-san. Upon entering they realized that Issei and Yuuma's parents were in the room. Mr. Hyoudou. What's wrong, Issei? Issei. Well, you'll see. 5 minutes later. Mrs. Hyoudou. Then you will stay here. Asia. Yes, I hope there is no problem. Mr. Hyoudou. Of course, you know Yuuma-chan already lives here, so if you're here it will be even cooler. Yuuma. Very happy, of course, I like the idea too, it will be great to have a friend to chat with. Mrs. Hyoudou. Well, if everyone agrees, welcome to the family. Mr. Hyoudou. Crying in I'm style, how could our pathetic son do this wonder? Issei. Huh. Asia. A Towson Issei-sen is many things, but pathetic is not one of them. Lady. You see honey, Asia-chan is defending Issei. Mr. Hyoudou. Hi Issei, I'm proud of you, you already have 3 girlfriends. The 3 girls turned red as a tomato at that comment. Issei. Hey, don't say that. After that moment the 4 of them got ready to go to school, and later in the occult club everyone was talking very happily until Rias spoke. Rias. Your attention please, well I want to tell you that my Bishop Asia and my Rook Yuuma can make their debut. Issei. Don't be serious, but you knows that Asia and Yuuma have only been together for a few days. Bakeno. Don't worry Issei-kun, according to my calculations Asia and Yuuma have the same magic potential as me. Issei. I understand. Rias. Okay, now that you understand, I can continue. Issei. Hey. Rias. Well Asia and Yuuma, I will have to ask you to go for contracts to do your debut test. Issei. Wait, but what if I go first? Rias. Confused, why? Issei. Well, since I have more experience, I have to show them the importance of a contract. Rias. It seems you're right, then go Issei. Issei. See you later, but Asia. Good luck Issei-san. Yuuma. See you at Issei-kun's house. Already on the streets Issei rushed to his destination, when he arrived he began to knock on the door. Issei. Hello, anyone there? You can come in, Nyan. Issei. Nyan. Opening the door to a tall man dressed as a woman, I said you can come in. Issei. Scared you were the one who asked for a demon. Of course mutant asked for a demon so he can become Mahou Shoujo Nyan. Issei. Annoyed and scared, if you want to do that then transfer yourself to another world. Mutant. I already tried that. Issei. Incredulous, you really tried. Mutant. Crying, that doesn't matter, all I want is to be a Mahou Shoujo. Issei. Fine, I'll help you. Mutant. Screaming, he's really going to do it, Demon-san. Issei. Scared, I'll try, just say what it's about. Mutant. Well, I want you to see the whole series, it will be interesting, I promise. Issei. It can't be, I got a bucking crazy guy. 3 hours later. Issei. Sighing, why do I always get the weirdest ones? At that moment Issei's cell phone starts ringing, when he answers I can hear Rias, who happily asked the brunette how it went. Issei. But you Gomen Nasai, I distracted myself watching a good anime. Rias. Serious, well, what can you do? Well, at least you tried. So I'll see you tomorrow Issei. Issei. Sighing, why do I always end up like this with Butchu? Issei, after putting away his phone, headed home. He finally arrived, but in a very sad way. Asia and Yuuma noticed and went to ask him if he felt okay, but he only replied that he just felt tired. The next morning Issei went to school all sad. As time passed it was time for physical education, but the brown-haired boy didn't want to do anything, so he went to the infirmary to rest a bit. Issei. Waking up, what the hell is Butchu doing here? Rias. Waking up, hello Issei. Issei. Why are you here? Rias. Gomen Nasai for scaring you like that, I just wanted to rest, so since I found you here I took advantage. Issei. Blushing, so I rest well, right? Rias. Hi, lustful, but changing the subject, you like breasts, right? Issei. That's right, I like them a lot. Rias. Then I propose a deal. Issei. Nani? Rias. You see, you have 1 day to make a contract, and if you do, I'll let you touch my breasts. Issei. Happy, okay, but I'll do it. Rias. Then let's go. Rias put on her clothes to go with Issei to the club. When Rias arrived she told Akeno about the situation. Akeno put on a smile and proceeded to create a magic circle around Rias and Issei. Issei. Wait, but are you coming too? Rias. Of course, I have to help my cute pawn. Issei. Perfect, this way it will be easier to touch Butchu's breasts. The two arrived at a house where they could see a woman dressed like a samurai. It's good that you're coming. Issei. We are at your service. Well, my name is Susan, I am an exchange student. I came here to Japan because I really like its culture, but for some reason I am afraid of many things, so I put on this samurai costume. Issei. Well, that's your story, now tell me your wish. Susan. Well, you see, I want you to come with me to pick up my notebook, which I forgot. Issei. And you couldn't have gone. Susan. Screaming, don't you see that I'm scared? Issei. The only one who is scary is you. A few hours later. Susan. Thank you very much for helping me bring my notebook. Rias. Well then we leave. Issei. With a perverted face, finally now I can touch those adorable breasts. Susan. I'm sorry. Issei. Annoyed, great now that. Susan. Could you do me one more please? Issei. I'm sorry but we can only grant you one wish. Rias. It doesn't matter, you will be an exception. 5 minutes later. Issei. Sitting and crying in I'm style, why does this always happen to me? Rias. So you like someone, but you're very shy, right? Susan. That's right, but I want to tell you without the help of a demon. Issei. Then why do you ask us to help you? At that moment Rias hits him on the head. Rias. Then why don't you approach him directly and confess your feelings? Susan. It's impossible, I'm too shy. Issei. Or why don't you give him a better card? Rias. Hey, that's not a bad idea, a love letter. Susan. Thank you, that's a good idea. Susan stood up from her place and began to write the card, but when she finished it, she rolled it into an arrow. This action annoyed Issei. Later, the three of them were in a park waiting for Susan's crush. After a while, they saw a guy in armor carrying the token on his head. Issei. Do you throw it at his head? Susan. That's the only thing I could think of. You throw this at my head. Susan. That's right. Issei. Laughing internally, I knew this was what was going to happen. So could you go out with me? Issei. What the buck? Susan. Huh. Yes, this letter that you gave me is the most romantic thing that has been given to me, so I would repeat it to you once more. Would you go out with me, my beautiful samurai lady? Susan. Oh my sweet gentleman, of course I accept. Rias watched this whole scene with a sparkle in her eyes, unlike Issei who watched the scene in disbelief, but in the end he had to resign himself. After Susan's favor ended, Rias and Issei returned to the club. Issei. We're finally done. Rias. Hey Issei, how will it feel to be with the person you love? Issei. Thinking about Yuuma, well, a lot of happiness and enormous warmth. Rias. I see. Issei. Butchu is now going to keep her promise. Rias. What promise? Issei. Her breasts. Rias. Okay, you'll have 5 seconds. Issei was quickly thinking about which one to play, finally deciding to play both, but then the others arrive at the club. Yuuma. I see you're here, love. Asia. How did Issei-san do? Rias. And 5, what a pity Issei, it will be another time. Issei. But. The Keno. What's wrong Issei-kun? Ria. Laughing Issei, you are really funny, you really wanted to touch my breasts. Issei. Embarrassed hi. Rias, then I will do this. Hugs the brown-haired boy. Issei. Butchu. Rias. Blushed for the next effort, I hope you do better, my dear pawn. After hugging him, Rias gives him a small kiss on her cheek, causing jealousy in Asia and Yuuma. The others were just surprised by such an act. Finally, after that beautiful moment, Rias was left alone and thinking a lot. Rias. Blush, now I have it clear, Issei, I fell deeply in love with you. At this moment I feel very happy to be by your side. It seems that I have become like Yuuma, a complete schoolgirl in love. I think it would not be bad at all to be your girlfriend, also my cute pawn. Chapter 7. The Family and the Arrival. It was a quiet night for the occult club, almost everyone had gone home, the only ones left were Issei, Yuuma, Rias and Asia. Issei. Okay Butchu, I'll go distribute pamphlets with Asia and Yuuma. Rias. Wait Issei, from this moment on your job of delivering pamphlets is over. Yuuma. What do you mean? Rias. Well, you see, the demons are in charge of the summons and the familiars of the pamphlets. Asia. Relatives. Issei. So I already remembered, familiars are like your pets, but at the same time they are helpers, right? Rias. Wow Issei, you remember that. Issei. Hehe gomen nasai. Rias and Yuuma sighed and at the same time thought the same thing. Issei baka. Rias. Well, let's continue, tomorrow you will have your own familiar, until then you can go home to rest. Issei. Arigato Butchu. The three of them went home to rest. The next day they were all gathered at the club. Rias. Well, first of all we have to teach them our relatives. Asia. What a joy. Rias showed a small bat, Akeno showed a small green sightman, and Kaneko showed a small white cat. Hiba. Now I'm missing. Issei. Ah, I didn't need to see yours. Hiba. What a pity. Yuuma. They are very pretty, but how exactly will we get our familiar? Rias. Well, you see she is interrupted by the sound of the door. Sona. Hello Rias. Rias. Oh but it's you, Sona, I'm glad to see you. Yuuma and Asia were confused, they didn't know who the people who had just entered were. Issei. It can't be. Yuuma. Honey, do you know who they are? Issei. Yes, she is the student council president Sitri Sona senpai, next to her is the vice president Shinra Tsubaki senpai, and the others are the rest of the student council. Rias. To what do I see your visit, Sona? Sona. Well, you see, I wanted to meet your new slaves. Issei. Slaves. Rias. Okay, sorry Issei, she's also a high-class devil. Issei. Surprised so there are 2 demon clans too. Akeno. Exactly Issei-kun. Sona. I see that you are Ria's pawn, nice to meet you Hyoudou-kun. Issei. Blushed what's happening to me, she's so pretty that I can't help but feel attracted to her. Sona. Something's wrong Hyoudou-kun. Issei. Nothing, I'm just glad you greet me, that's all. Sona. Is that okay? And you two are the other 2, I guess. Looking at Yuuma and Asia. Rias. That's right, I present to you my Rokumano Yuuma and my Bishop Argento Asia. Sona. Hello, nice to meet you Argento-san and Amano-san. Yuuma. The pleasure is ours. Asia. That's right, but you Sona-san, I'm also glad to meet you. Sona. Well now changing the subject I want to introduce you to my new pawn Genshiro Saji. Next to Sona was a young blonde man with grey eyes, the same age as Issei. Saji. Hello, nice to meet you. Issei. Hi, I'm glad we're the same. Saji. Sorry, but I think you're confused. Issei. Huh. Saji. How can you say that we are equals, me a member of the student council and you a member of the perverted trio, I think you are crushing my pride with your words. Issei. What are you saying, damn it? Saji. What did you hear pervert? Issei. You want to fight. Saji. I think that's a good idea. Sona. Saji, that's enough. Saji. Sorry Kaichu, well let's start again, hello nice to meet you. Yuuma. Hello. Asia. Hello, nice to meet you. Saji. But we have 2 pretty ladies here, I'm glad to meet you. Saji gives Yuuma and Asia a kiss on the hand. Issei. Jealous and at the same time he grabs her hand tightly I'm also glad to meet you, I mean don't come closer to Yuuma and Asia if you don't want to die. Saji. Fake smiling, but how disrespectful, I also want to greet you, sorry for my bad manners pervert-kun. Rias. Sorry for my pawn Sona's disrespect. Sona. Same here. Saji. But what am I doing, a demon like me wouldn't be able to lower himself to your level. Issei. What the hell are you talking about? Saji. I have 4 pawn pieces and you should only have 1. Sona. You are actually wrong Saji, Hyoudou-kun has all 8 pawn pieces. Saji. What the hell? Issei. You see, I'm better than you and I'm going to have my familiar. Sona. Nani means you are going for your family member. Rias. That's right, but I guess you had that plan too. Sona. Okay, but you should know that relatives appear every month. Rias. Then let's settle this with a competition. Sona. You mean a rating game? Rias. What nonsense to begin with, they don't give me permission to do that. Sona. You're right, so what kind of competition would it be? Rias. One about sports. Sona. Sounds good to me. After the tennis and dodgeball competition, the winners were those from the occult club, at night they decided to go for their familiar, for which Rias had to make a magic circle that transported them to a forest. Rias. Good, we arrived. Yuuma. So this is where the familiars are. Well, you're quite right, miss. Issei. Who said that? Everyone turned around and saw a man on a tree branch. Asia. Excuse me, but who are you sir? I see that there are people who don't know me, but I don't care, I always like to see new faces here, so I'll introduce myself, my name is Zatauji. Issei. Zatauji. Rias. You see, Issei Zatauji is the guardian of all the relatives here. Issei. It's amazing. Zatauji. So Miss Gremory, these 3 are the ones who are going to choose their familiar. Rias. Exactly. Zatauji. Then follow me. The club was walking through the forest encountering various animals. Issei found one that was like a type of green jelly that destroyed women's clothes, however Rias and Yuuma warned him to that idea, or else they would have to punish him. Those from the club they continued on their way in search of a familiar, after a while Asia and Yuuma had found their familiar. Asia's was a small purple dragon, while Yuuma's was a small fox. Issei was very sad because he couldn't find a relative, so he decided to go through the forest alone. He walked and walked until he decided to give up, but at that moment he heard a roar behind him. He turned around and saw a big white tiger. Issei. Who are you? Tiger. I don't have a name, but what I want to know is why you are here in my area. Issei. Well, you see, I'm looking for a familiar. Tiger. I see, let's do something. I'll let you try to turn me into your familiar, but if you don't succeed, you'll let me eat you. Issei. Scared and at the same time determined. Well done, deal. What do I have to do? Tiger. Put your hand on my forehead. If I see that you have great power, it means that you will be my master. Issei. Okay. Issei proceeded to touch the tiger's forehead. When he did so, the tiger could feel a great power coming from him, so much so that he was paralyzed. Issei. And you felt good. Tiger. I can't believe it. Hyoudou Issei, I see that you are worthy of being my master. Please take good care of me. Issei was a little confused, but he didn't take it seriously and decided to shout with joy. The club members were worried looking for Issei, having a good time, until they saw him arrive. Rias. Issei, where were you? We were worried about you. Issei. Gomen nasai, but I had to look for a familiar on my own. Yuuma. Well, at least you're okay, love. Bakeno. Good Issei-kun, what did you find? Issei. You'll see. In front of them appeared a large white tiger, surprising everyone but Zataoji. Zataoji. But the great white monarch is impossible. Asia. White monarch. Rias. In shock, the white monarch is not just any familiar but a celestial class 1. Everyone who heard Rias except Zataoji was in complete shock. Issei. With a sparkle in his eyes, so a celestial familiar, this is fantastic. Zataoji. Hey kid, how did you discover the white monarch, and not only that, how the hell did you make him your familiar? Issei told them the story of what happened, leaving everyone even more surprised. Rias wondered if her pawn had that kind of hidden power to be able to achieve such a feat. Tiger. Hey, I only love one thing. Issei. What is it? Tiger. To conclude our contract, could you give me a name? Issei. Then let me see. I know, you will be Kahaku now. Kahaku. I see the white tiger that accompanies the king. Well, it is a name worthy of me, thank you, master. Zataoji. I also think it's a good name, but why king? Issei. Crying in I'm style, it's not obvious, king, because I will be the king of the harem. After saying that, everyone broke out in a sweat, including Kahaku. Zataoji. Well, since you three already have your familiar, I say goodbye to you. Rias. Well, I'm leaving too. Everyone left the forest of their relatives. When they arrived, they all sat down to have some tea, then everyone was going to leave, but at that moment Rias said something to Kahaku that caught everyone's attention. Rias. Kahaku, could ask you please. Kahaku. If you tell me what you need, Miss Gremory. Rias. You could become something smaller, no offense, but with that image you would scare everyone. Issei. But you is right, Kahaku, if many people find out that you are the white monarch there would be chaos. You must have a form that looks like you are a normal tiger. Kahaku. Well, if you say transformation. Kahaku. That's fine. Girls. Kai. All the girls quickly hugged Kahaku, even getting to the point of fighting over him. Issei and Kiba only saw the scene a little funny, but unlike them two, Kahaku could only feel terror. When that funny scene ended, everyone retired to their houses, but Issei returned to the club because he had forgotten something. Yuuma noticed this and followed him. Issei. I finally found it. Yuuma. What did you forget, love? Issei. Ah, Yuuma, you have nothing to worry about. I just came for the house key. Yuuma. Well, now that you found her, let's go. Issei. Hey. Yuuma. Blushed, but before we leave, we'll take advantage of the fact that we're alone, approaching the brown-haired boy and giving him a passionate kiss. Issei. Yuuma-chan was already missing your lips. Yuuma. Say my chestnut, but that wasn't what I wanted to tell you. Issei. Wait, Yuuma-chan, you won't talk about coming back. Yuuma. That's right, Issei, I want to be yours again tonight. Issei. Yuuma starting to kiss her. Lemon skipped. The next day everything happened quickly, so when dusk came, there was no one in the club but Rias and Akeno. Akeno. So what are you going to do with the wedding? Rias. I don't know, Akeno, I feel so scared, and even more when I know that I will never be by Issei's side. Akeno. If it's not bothering me, I want to ask you again, Rias, do you love Issei-kun? Rias. Blush. Hi Akeno, I love him with all my heart, and my desire to be with him is increasing more and more. Akeno. Laughing slightly. Oh friend, are you aware that if you are with him, you will become part of his harem? Rias. I know, but like I told you, I love him so much that I don't mind being part of his harem at all. As long as he loves me like I love him, I have no problem. Akeno. I understand because I support you. Rias. Thank you, Akeno. Later, Akeno had left Rias alone. The Redeed was thinking about many things, but something took her out of her thoughts. It was a white circle that had appeared, changing the scene. Issei was preparing to sleep, although a little sad since Yuuma already she had her own room and almost no longer slept with him. Before being able to go to bed, she saw that a crimson circle formed coming out of it. Rias. Issei. What is Butchu doing here? Rias. Desperate and pushing Issei onto the bed. Please Issei, don't say anything else, I just want you to make me yours. Issei. Nanny. Rias. Please Issei, make me love. Issei. But Butchu. Rias. Issei, don't talk anymore, I beg you, I want you to take my virginity. Taking off her clothes. Issei could not hold back any longer, beginning to massage Ria's breasts and kiss her passionately. He felt a little bad about what he was doing, but the reason why he let that thought go was because he loved Rias, the same magnitude as his love for Yuuma. Well, Rias was surprised by the brown-haired boy's action, but she didn't care and continued kissing him. She could feel an enormous warmth when kissing him. The cause may be that Issei was both her first love and her first kiss. Unfortunately, a white circle appeared from it, emerging a woman with grey eyes, white hair, a voluptuous body and dressed as a maid. Miss Rias, what you are doing is wrong. Rias. Graphia, you must understand that it is my body and I can give it to whoever I want. Graphia. I know, but unfortunately she can't escape her destiny. Rias, a little angry, got out of bed to get dressed and then leave, but without first asking Issei for an apology and asking him to please forget what happened. Issei was a little confused and had no choice but to go to bed, waiting to see what would happen tomorrow. The next morning he arrived at his classes, everything was going normally, then he went to the club. Akeno. It seems that Issei-kun has arrived. Issei walked over to the others, wondering why everyone was so serious, but at that moment, a yellow magic circle appeared from him and some women and a 25-year-old man came out. Issei. Who is he? Rias. Angry Razor Phoenix. Chapter 8. Sekiryuite vs Phoenix. Issei. Who is he? Rias. Angry Razor Phoenix. Issei. Razor Phoenix. Graphia. Razor Phoenix, the heir of the Phoenix clan and one of the high-class and pure-blood devils, he is also Rias-sama's fiancé. Issei. Huh. Razor. It's been a while. Rias. Rias. What are you doing here? I thought there was still a week left. Razor. Well, plans changed, the wedding was moved up early, so you'll be my wife soon. Rias. I won't marry you, bastard. Graphia. Please behave. Rias-sama, you shouldn't yell at your fiancé like that. Rias. Angry. Okay. 5 minutes later. Razor. I see with amazement that the Queen of Rias always prepares the best tea. Akeno. Thank you very much for your opinion, Razor-sama. Razor. Okay, continuing with the topic. Rias. I already told you no. Razor. Come on Rias, don't be like that, if you don't marry me, you would be the shame of the Gremory clan. Rias. But. Graphia. Rias-sama, if I may interrupt, your brother took into account that you would completely refuse to get married, so he decided to give you permission to make a rating game. Issei. Rating game? So I already remembered that, but you Sona mentioned it. Kiba. A rating game is a game like chess, all the slaves have to fight each other, either to win something or to prove which team is better. Issei. I understand. Rias. Happy I see. Razor. You already know you're going to lose. Rias. Rias. Angry. What do you mean? Razor. What I mean is that ever since I came here I've been watching your slaves and honestly they look too weak. Rias. Don't you dare call my slaves weak, they are valuable, more than you think. Razor. Please, I'll show you a real team, girls, come closer please. Rias. So the girls you brought with you are your pieces? Razor. That's right. Issei. Wait, those 15 girls are your pieces crying and I'm style, but what a man. Razor. Rias, it seems your slave desires me. Rias. Sighing, I have dreams of being the king of the harem someday. Ravel. How unpleasant. Razor. I see with macabre laughter Yubaluna comes here. Yubaluna. At your command Razor-sama. The woman approaches Razor and from one moment to the next the two begin to kiss, disgusting Rias. Issei. Blush. Razor. This is something you're never going to have. Issei. How dare you do that to that girl when you have my Butchu as your fiancé? Razor. And what, does it bother you? Issei. Damn piece of shit. Razor. Angry, how dare you address a demon like me like that? Issei. I don't give a damn, I may be a low-class devil, but whoever dares to treat my Butchu like that will die. Rias. Issei. Issei, very angry, took out a glove from his arm, apparently its form had changed after defeating Denasiage, giving the brown-haired man more power. Issei quickly went to attack Razor, but a girl from his pieces ran towards him and hit him, which made the brown-haired man understand that even with his increase in power, he was still weak. Yuuma. Issei-kun. Asia. Issei-san. Rias. Carrying the brunette Issei. Issei. Sorry but I couldn't defend her falling unconscious. Razor. I see with disappointment that the bearer of the boosted gear turned out to be pure garbage. Rias. Angry Razor Phoenix, I promise I will beat you in the rating game. Razor. Well, I'll see you there Rias, you better prepare well. Suddenly a yellow magic circle appeared taking the Phoenix group. After a while Asia was healing Issei's wounds when he finally woke up Yuuma and Rias went to hug him. Issei. Girls. Yuuma. Are you okay love? Rias. We care a lot about you. Issei. Yes, arigato. Rafia. Well, I say goodbye to you Rias-sama, I hope you win the rating game and also remember that you have a week to prepare. Rias. Hey. Rafia left the place leaving the occult club alone. After a moment Rias told them that they were going to train to have their victory assured. Everyone agreed to go home for the next day to have their training session. The next morning everyone gathered to train, but they had to go to a faraway place so as not to attract people's attention. Within 3 hours they arrived at a mountain where they could release their power freely. The first day they taught Issei to fight properly. On the second day Kiba taught the brown-haired boy to have good reflexes and increase his speed. On the third day Kaneko and Issei fought to increase defense and strength. On the fourth day Issei trained his magic with Yuuma and Akeno. On the fifth day Rias helped him control his boosted gear, and on the other 2 days Issei trained in secret to be able to achieve a new technique. Before leaving Rias told them the strategy they were going to do to be able to beat Razor. Everyone accepted the plan to head home and wait until 11 for the rating game to start. Issei's house 10:55 p.m. Issei. Well, I better get ready, there are only 5 minutes left. At that moment there is a knock on the door and Asia enters. Issei. What happened Asia? Asia. You've been weird for a while now, something's bothering you Issei-san. Issei. It's nothing, don't worry Asia. Asia. Don't hide anything from me, you have something so don't lie to me. Issei. Well it's just that I'm scared. Asia. Afraid. Issei. Afraid of losing Butchu. Asia. Issei-san, do you love Butchu-san? Issei. This is me. Before they could say anything, Yuuma interrupts them, telling them to prepare for the fight. After saying that, a red circle appeared, taking them to the club, but a little different. Looking closely outside the building, a slightly tense atmosphere could be seen. Issei. What does this mean Butchu? Rias. Well, you'll see that the rating game scenario will be the school or rather a copy. Issei. I see. Rias. In that case, let's start. Everyone in the club went to their positions, except Asia and Issei. The girl because she didn't know how to fight. Issei. Well Butchu, what did you want to tell me before I left? Rias. Hugs him I just wanted to tell you that you are doing well and that I am going to release your seals. Issei. Seals. Before formulating another word he felt a flash of power coming from him. Rias. That's it. Issei. What did Butchu do? Rias. I didn't tell you but your power is restricted. Issei. Restricted. Rias. That's right my cute pawn even if you don't believe it you have a lot of hidden power and that's why I put some seals on you to prevent that power from destroying you. Issei. So how do you explain Denasiage? Rias. That was because I decided to give you a chance to see if you could control the power of the Longinus, but it didn't turn out well, you got carried away by your anger and completely lost control. If you had continued your body would not have resisted that charge of power. Issei. I understand, thanks Butchu, but don't worry anymore, I've become stronger now, so they won't defeat me so easily. Rias. I trust you well Issei. Issei then retreated to his position with Kaneko, that's where 3 pieces of razor appeared which were Mira, Kira and Maru. Issei. Kaneko-chan, take care of those 2, I'll take care of her. Kaneko. Okay, Issei-senpai. Issei. Well, to begin with, I see that you are the one who defeated me, isn't that right? Look. That's it and like the last time I will defeat you here and now. Mira ran towards Issei to hit him, but before she could touch him, Issei quickly lands a punch that sends her flying. Look. What the heck was that? It's been a week since you had this power. Issei. Well, that's your mistake, underestimating people. Mira got angry with that comment, so she tried to hit him again, but Issei dodged them very easily. Issei. Thanks for a week of training without rest and Butchu releasing my seals, I now feel capable of anything. Look. Why can't I hit this idiot? Issei. Well, if you're done, now it's my turn. I'll teach you a technique that I've been learning in secret. Look. Huh. Issei raised his glove, concentrating a lot of power in it. Kira and Maru noticed this and went to help Mira, but suddenly Issei ran towards them, touching part of their clothes. Issei. Now dress break. When he said those words, the girl's clothes were completely destroyed. Issei. This is my secret technique dress break. Look, Kira and Meru. Perverted. Kaneko. With this I have lost all the respect I had for you. Issei. Wait Kaneko, it's not what you think. I made this technique to weaken the enemies. Kaneko. Yes, of course, perverted senpai. Issei. Great, and just when he stopped calling me a pervert. To finish the fight, Kaneko took advantage of the fact that the girls were embarrassed, giving them a super hit that sent them flying, thus leaving the game. After all the fights, for now, the club had the advantage, but that luck would end. Finally, Razor brought out his most powerful pieces, which were Ravel, Yubaluna, Isabella and Chiris. Everyone in the club was very tired from the fights, but they never gave up. Unfortunately, with such sacrifice, Yuuma, Kaneko and Akeno, they were able to take out two of them. Kiba and Issei had to give everything they had to be able to triumph. Kiba used his special power, pulling dozens of swords from the ground. Issei brought out his true power, reaching phase 2 with his glove. Kiba. Hurt and breathing heavily, this is my true power, Issei-kun, but I won't be able to sustain it for long. Issei. Same Kiba, but before continuing I apologize. Kiba. An apology. Issei. Yes, the truth is that I have treated you badly, but these days I have seen that you are a good man, but I did not want to accept it until today. Kiba. Don't worry about it, Issei-kun. Issei. Arigato, friend. Kiba. Then we can continue chatting, now we must finish this. Issei. Hey. The two of them launched themselves with all the power they had towards Yubaluna and Ravel. In the end they were able to defeat them, but at a great cost. The loss of Kiba. Issei was the only one left, now he only had to defeat Razor to win. He went to the building where he was, but at the entrance he could see Asia. Asia. Are you okay, Issei-san? Issei. Yes, a little hurt. Asia began to heal him completely. When she finished, Issei felt like new. Before he could continue speaking, Razor appeared in front of them. Razor. Wow, it seems I was wrong about you. You were able to defeat all my pieces, but I'm still missing. In a quick movement, Razor grabbed Asia and slammed her against the wall, taking her out of the game. Issei. Bastard. Razor. Don't be angry, I just did what I had to do, eliminate that girl who heals wounds. Issei. Unfortunately for you, Asia healed me before you arrived, so I will defeat you. Razor. I guess I'll have to eliminate you and Rias to win this stupid game. Issei. Don't underestimate me. Razor. Then come here and hit me if you dare. Issei, very upset, lunged at the Phoenix, thus starting the fight. At first they were fighting equally, but Razor brought out more power, complicating things for the brown-haired boy. After a while of fighting you could see a very wounded Issei. Before continuing with the fight, Rias appears in front of him with tears in her eyes. Razor. Well, what do we have here? It seems that Rias has arrived. Rias. Ignoring Razor, please Issei, you must stop, don't you see that if you continue, you will really die. Issei. I know but I needed to protect her, and I won't stop until that guy pays for what he did. Rias. But Issei. Issei. Breathing heavily, don't try to stop me, I'm the only one who can beat you because you're too tired. I fought with half of Razor's pieces, and that's why I plan to defeat you with my own hands. Rias. Issei. Razor. You're talking nonsense, Issei-kun, not even Rias could do it, much less you, who are a disgusting low-class demon. Issei. We'll see that first. Issei launched himself with all the power he had, but Razor punched him and sent him flying. Suddenly, a flame came out of his hand to deliver the final blow, but Rias rushed to hug Razor. Rias. Crying, please Razor, stop, I give up. Issei. But why did you do it? Sona. The heiress Rias Gremory surrendered, so the winner is Razor Phoenix. Everything was over, the game was won by Razor Phoenix, and to the sadness of the brown married-haired boy, Rias and Razor were going to get tomorrow. The next day everything went normally, but at the same time sadly for those in the club, and more so for Issei, who at that moment was devastated. Issei's room, 9:30 p.m. Yuuma. Issei-kun, can I come in? Issei. Yes, of course, Yuuma comes in. Yuuma. You're sad about what happened with Butchu, but you need to try harder and move forward. Issei. I hope I can do it. Yuuma. Issei-kun, I have to ask you something that Asia asked you but you didn't answer. Issei. Wait, Yuuma-chan, were you spying on me? Yuuma. Hi, but I didn't do it with bad intentions, I just wanted to hear that part about if you really love Rias. Issei. Crying, yes, I love her, but I didn't want to accept it because I already had you and I didn't want to hurt you. Yuuma. Honey, you don't have to cry about it, remember that I told you that you could have any woman on the condition that you gave me a place in your heart, and you have proven it. Issei. Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. But now that's not important, you have to rescue Butchu Rias so you can tell her your feelings. Issei. Do you think I can? Yuuma. Yes, because I know that the boy I love doesn't care about any obstacles as long as he keeps moving forward. Issei. With determination, thanks Yuuma-chan, I have regained my determination, arigato. Yuuma. You're welcome, honey. The two come closer to give each other a passionate kiss. Yuuma. How are we going to leave? Issei. It's true, what are we going to do? But at that moment a white magic circle appears, coming out of the Graphia. Yuuma. Graphia-sama. Issei. What are you doing here? Graphia. I came to take you to the wedding, I figured this would happen so I came. Issei. Okay, let's go. The three of them went to the circle towards their destination, changing the scene we can see Rias in a wedding dress and Razor in his suit, while in front of them was the father finishing his speech. Father. Well, now let someone speak and be silent forever. I oppose. Rias. That voice Issei. Razor. Great, now that he wants this one. Issei. I am Hyoudou Issei, a member of the occult club at Kuo Academy, and the virginity of my president Rias Gremory belongs to me. Razor. Damn incompetent brat, catch him, guards. Hiba. Don't even think we're going to leave all the fun to you, Issei. Bakeno. Issei-kun runs and saves Rias. Yuuma. Leave this to us, love. Kaneko. See Issei Sr. Issei. Thank you very much, guys. Running to where Razor and Rias were. Issei. Well, let's end our fight here and now. Razor. I let you live for Rias, but this time I will finish you. Wait. Issei. Wait, who is he? Rias. Ani-sama. Razor. Surzich's Lucifer-sama. Issei. So he's the Demon King. Surzich's. I see you're here, Rias' pawn. Issei. Sorry your majesty, but I needed to fight him to take Rias. Surzich's. Well then let the fight begin, but not here but on the battlefield. Razor and Issei agreed to what the king said, from one moment to the next, the two were transported to a giant field. Razor. Well, are we starting? Issei. Hi, and I assure you that this time the fight will be different. Razor. What do you mean? Issei. You will see it right now, haha. At that moment Issei was charging all the power he had, causing him to tremble a little. Razor was a little scared by what he was seeing. Issei was being covered by red armor. Issei. Well, according to my calculations, I will be able to use this power for a minute, so I have to defeat him in that period of time. Razor was stunned. It was an astonishment for him to see that Issei had dragon armor, but before he could think or do anything, Issei headed at full speed to attack Razor, hitting him countless times, one after another. Everyone was surprised by the transformation that Issei underwent, except the occult club that had already seen that transformation. Razor. It's impossible, a demon like you can't defeat me. Issei. Say what you want, but I will show you my power, so that you understand that a low-class devil like can give me a bore to trash like you. Razor. No. Issei began to hit Razor at full power, making him spit out gobs of blood, and to stop him from regenerating, he threw a bottle of holy water that Asia had given him to him. Issei. This is for treating girls as objects, bang, this is for hurting my friends, bang, and this is for making Rias cry. Issei. He gave Razor a super punch, sending him to the ground all injured, then Ravel appears in front of Razor. Ravel. Wait, don't do anything to my brother. Issei. If you have any complaints, attack me. I'll always be willing to fight. Ravel. Blushes, huh? Ravel blushed at his words. Could it be that she fell in love with Issei? Someday we will know. At that moment Ravel left, taking Razor with her. Issei was direct with everyone. When he arrived with the others, Rias hugged him as if there was no tomorrow. Rias. Thank you, Issei. Surzich's. Well, Issei-kun, what do you wish as a reward? Issei. May but you come back to me, and may she never be forced to marry. Surzich's. And so it shall be. Everyone in the club was happy with such news, giving each other a group hug. After that problem everyone went to their homes, but Rias and Issei went to the club to talk. Rias. Well, Issei, what did you want to tell me? Issei. But I love her. Rias. Huh. Issei. I love her very much. I know I have a girlfriend, but even she supported me in telling her these feelings, so if she doesn't love me it's okay. Rias. Hugs him, silly me, I love you too, and now that you defeated Razor we can be together without any problem. Issei. So you want to be my girlfriend? Rias. Of course, Issei. The two approached each other and gave each other a deep kiss to agree on their courtship. Issei. But you. Rias. Please tell me, Rias. Issei. Okay, Rias. Rias. Hey. Issei. I love you. Rias. I love you too, so can I ask you something? Issei. What is it? Rias. Since we're alone, can we make love? Issei. Blushes Aito Rias' eye. Rias. So what you said at the ceremony is a lie, you don't want my virginity. Issei. Yes, it's true and I want it. Rias. So, shall we start? The two teenagers began to kiss passionately when Issei pushed Rias onto the couch and began to massage her breasts. At first he started lightly, but as time went by he increased the pace. He stopped to remove her wedding dress and underwear and continued with his act of love by sucking on her breasts. Issei. Rias, your breasts are so big and tasty, I see with amazement that each woman has her flavor. Rias. Ah Baka, don't say that. Lemon skipped. After 5 minutes. Rias. Seriously, you will never change, Issei, we are barely dating and you already want me all to yourself. Issei. Sorry Rias. Rias. It doesn't matter, in the end I started the idea of making love. Issei. I just have one question. Rias. Which one? Issei. Why do you have a dragon-shaped tattoo on your stomach? Rias sees the tattoo he had and is surprised. She thought for a moment what it was and remembered what her father had told her. Rias. Hey, Issei, Yuuma has one like that. Issei. Now that I remember, yes. Rias. So it's the sign of love. Issei. Huh. Rias. This seal is about the Sekiryu who has sexual relations with the person they are with will have this seal that will mean that they are theirs forever. If someone tries to harm them, the seal is automatically activated to protect them, and in extreme cases the Sekiryu will transport itself to the person. Issei. I see, so with this seal, Yuuma and you are only mine. Rias. Blush indeed. Issei. Taking advantage of the fact that we are naked, we can sleep here. Rias. Fine, but we'll go to your house early tomorrow morning. Issei. Why? Rias. It's not obvious, silly, now that I'm your girlfriend I have to live with you. Issei. I think it's a good idea. The two of them lie down on the couch, hugging each other. Rias. Rest, love. Issei. You rest too. Chapter 9. The Brides of the Sekiryu. Sunday 7 a.m. Issei was opening his eyes little by little. When he opened them he looked at Rias with a smile. Issei. Rias. Rias. Waking up, ooh, a good morning, love. Issei. You look very beautiful when you sleep. Rias. Arigato gives him a little kiss on the lips. Issei. Hey, now that we're a couple, I don't know if you want to keep it a secret. Rias stands up suddenly, a little angry. Rias. I'm not like other girls who do everything in secret. Issei. Nervous, it was just a question, don't get angry. Rias. Sighing, oh Issei, it just makes me angry when people ask me that kind of question. Issei. Gomen nasai. Rias. Issei, boyfriends don't hide anything, contrary to your question, it makes me happy to show the world that you are my boyfriend and I don't care what they think. Issei. Happy, then let's show everyone that you are mine and no one else's. Rias. Blush Baka, you don't have to say it that way. Issei. Well then let's go to my house, if we're talking about not hiding anything, then my parents, Asia and Yuuma will be the first to know. Rias. Hey. The two quickly got dressed to go to the brown-haired boy's house. When they arrived, they could only see Yuuma sitting on the couch. Yuuma. Worried Issei-kun, where were you last night? Issei. Well, you see, I stayed with Rias in the occult club talking. Rias. That's right, Yuuma. Yuuma. Well, at least you're okay, wait a moment, since when you call but you Rias? Issei. Nervous, well, you see, yesterday we became a couple. Yuuma. Happy go Issei-kun. Rias. You're not upset. Yuuma. Why would I be, you don't know, but I once told Issei-kun that he could have all the girlfriends he wanted on the condition that I didn't get away from him and that I was always the first. Rias. I see, then I'm glad you accept our relationship, Yuuma. Yuuma. Hey. Rias. Issei, you already have 2 girlfriends, so take good care of us, yeah. Issei. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you and I promise that I will never love one more than the other because I love them both the same way. But that comment, Yuuma and Rias rushed at the brunette and hugged him with all the love they had for him. Yuuma and Rias. We love you, Issei. Issei. I love them too. What's going on here? Issei. Parents. 7 minutes later. Mr. Hyoudou. Seriously, I see, so Rias-chan also became your girlfriend. This is Hyoudou. Issei, we think that. Mrs. and Mr. Hyoudou. With a huge smile, congratulations. Issei. Wait, don't get upset. I thought that in Japan having more than one girlfriend is wrong. Mrs. Hyoudou. Yes, it is, son, but if you are happy with that and they also agree to share you, there will be no problem. Issei. Thank you for understanding. Mr. Hyoudou. Take good care of them, my son. Issei. Hey. Rias and Yuuma hugged the brunette, making their parents happy, but someone more than happy was angry and jealous. Asia. Pouting Issei-san. Rias. Atao-san, I also want to tell you if you would accept me living here. Mr. Hyoudou. Of course, there is no problem. Mrs. Hyoudou. Yes, don't worry Rias-chan, there is still a free room. Rias. Arigato. The rest of the day Issei was busy helping Rias carry her things to her house. Already in the next morning Issei, Yuuma and Rias were walking to school. The two girls were holding each of the brunette's arms. Asia was not there because she always goes first when they arrived at school. All the students looked at the brunette with astonishment and anger. They wondered if it was possible that Rias was also his girlfriend, but with the next scene they got angry. Rias gave a small kiss on the lips to Issei, thus showing everyone that she was indeed his girlfriend too. The girls cried in I'm style, and if it were not for the threatening looks of Yuuma and Rias, all the boys at that moment would kill Issei. In the end they entered class, but Issei had to go do something. No, it's spy on girls. Issei. Okay girls, I'm saying goodbye to you, I have to do something important. Rias. Okay, see you love with an Akeno-style smile, but don't you dare spy on girls. Yuuma. Same as Rias. Now that Rias is also your girlfriend, we won't allow you to be a pervert. Rias. It's clear, darling. Issei. Scared hi. The two agreed and went to their classes. Issei, who was still scared, went to the student council. Upon arriving he met Sona. Sona. I see you're here. Issei. Yes Kaichu, why did you need my presence? Sona. I just wanted to thank you for saving my friend through your efforts. Issei. It's nothing, I did it because I love her. Sona. Changing the subject, I found out that Rias became your girlfriend, is that true? Issei. Hey. Sona. Then I ask you to treat my friend well and do not hurt her. Hyoudou-kun. Issei. Yes, Kaichu, don't worry, I would never hurt you. Sona. Then you can leave now. Issei. Okay. Issei left the place, leaving Sona alone. Sona. I see that Issei is a good person, but for some reason after I saved Rias, I feel happy talking about him. Who knows, maybe because I started to respect him. She didn't know it, but something new that she didn't know was emerging inside her. Could it be love? Who knows, maybe as she said it was respect. Issei's hall. Issei. I'm here, professor. Teacher. Well, it's going well. Issei sat in his place, but he felt threatened. When he looked around the room he could see murderous glances from women and men. At the end of classes, Yuuma told him that she was waiting for him in the cafeteria. Issei acknowledged staying alone with Motohama and Mitsuda. Motohama. Why Issei, how the buck did you make Rias-senpai your girlfriend? Issei. It was just me. Mitsuda. You mess, you probably have her threatened. Issei. How do you think she's my girlfriend? Because I treat her well. Motohama. I see, so you already have two girlfriends. Issei. Yes, why? Motohama. Because it makes me angry. Mitsuda. I envy you, honestly. Motohama. Still, I can't accept that you have two girlfriends. Issei. Well, you have to believe it. Mitsuda. Sighing. Well, now moving on to the other problem, how are we going to do with the girls? Issei. Regarding that, I will no longer spy on girls with you. Motohama. And why is that? Issei. Because I have two girlfriends and it wouldn't be fair that having their love, I pay them back for their affection by looking at naked girls. Mitsuda. You're right, we are perverts, not bastards who hurt women. Motohama. Yes, I agree with that too. Issei. Thank you friends. Motohama. At least we can get together for breakfast today. Issei. It will be for the other one, today I want to spend time with my girls. Mitsuda. And there you go again, showing off to your girlfriends. The three of them were silent. From one moment to the next they started laughing. At the end of the moment of friends, Issei went with Yuuma and Rias. When he arrived he could see them sitting on a bench talking and eating. Issei. I'm here girls. Yuuma. Issei-kun. Rias. Come sit with us. Issei. I'm coming. Issei sat with them to have lunch and live together as a couple, or rather as a trio. For the three of them it really was a moment full of love and happiness. On the other hand, Akeno watched this scene from the window of the occult club. Akeno. Issei-kun is living with his two girlfriends. Akeno. Blushes. I wonder if I can be the third. Akeno was apparently hiding something, but we will know that someday later. For the moment the Kuo school was finally in peace and harmony, but will peace last long for the young Gremory? Somewhere far away from Kuo. It seems that the Red Dragon appeared. Chapter 10. New problems. Almost a month has passed after the events of Razor Phoenix. We can see an awakened Issei and Ridid hugging him. Issei. Rias. Rias. Ooh, a good morning my cute boyfriend Issei. Issei. Good morning my beautiful Ridid. Rias. Even though we've been dating for almost a month, I never get tired of seeing how cute you are when you sleep. Issei. Blush. Same here. Rias. Issei, I love you. Issei. I love you too. The two at that moment give each other a short kiss, then from one moment to the next Rias gets on top of Issei. Issei. Rias. Rias. Taking advantage of the fact that we are alone, why don't we do anything else? Issei. Anything else? Rias. Don't act innocent, you know exactly what I mean. Issei. I really don't know what you want. Rias. Hey Issei, I'm talking about making love again. Issei. Red at its maximum A but Rias. Rias. Puts a finger on her mouth shhh, Issei honey just relax and leave this to me. Issei. Rias. The two were about to kiss, but then a very blushing and angry Yuuma walked in. Issei. Alarmed Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. Issei-kun. Rias. Yuuma, don't come in like that, don't you see that we were alone in a moment? Yuuma. Rias remembers that we are both her girlfriends. Rias. And. Yuuma. It's not fair that you keep it to yourself. Rias. That's not fair, this is coming from someone who has gone on many dates without me being there. Yuuma. But. The two continued fighting for almost an hour. Issei could only watch the scene with an anime style drop. After that time of fighting, Issei and his girls went down to have breakfast to go to school, and since lately they got the hang of competing to see who is better, they almost always make breakfast. Rias. How's breakfast, dear? Yuuma. Is this delicious, darling? We prepared it with a lot of love. Issei. It's very delicious, you're both good cooks. They both blushed at that comment. Yuuma and Rias. Arigato. Mr. Hyoudou. Issei, your girlfriends make great food. This is Hyoudou. That's right, one of these days you'll make good wives. Yuuma and Rias. Red to the max wives. Issei. Akasan. Meanwhile La Blonde could only pout internally, she was seriously jealous, let's hope she doesn't become a Yandere. Rias. Changing the subject, Akasan, would you give us permission to have our meeting here? This is Hyoudou. Sure, there's no problem. Rias. Arigato. After breakfast, the four of them went to school and as always, Asia went ahead leaving the trio alone. When the three of them arrived, Rias gave Issei a little kiss before going to class. After a few hours, recess arrived. Motohama. Well Issei, what are you going to do? Issei. Do what? Mitsuda. Don't you have your 1-month anniversary with Yuuma and Rias? Issei. Ah, that's right. Motohama. Issei baka. Issei. Only 3 days left. Mitsuda. Good heavens Issei, what can I expect from you? Asia. Don't worry Issei-san, you will surely find something to give them, after all, they are your girlfriends, right? He said this last thing with some sadness. Issei. Are you feeling well Asia? Asia. Sure, don't worry, I'm just a little tired that's all. Issei. It's okay. Motohama. Maybe. Mitsuda. Do you have something? Motohama. Huh. It's nothing, I just got distracted. Issei. You will always be Asia. You have something Issei-san. Issei just stands up and gets closer to Asia's ear. Issei. I'm going with Akeno-san. Asia. Is that your left arm? Issei. Hey. Issei leaves the room leaving Motohama and Mitsuda confused. 30 minutes later. Akeno. I'm ready now Issei-kun. Issei. Blushes, I've never seen her with her hair down, she's very beautiful. Akeno. Something's wrong. Issei. It's nothing, just ignore me Akeno-san. Akeno proceeded to lick the brown-haired boy's finger to remove all the evil power from the glove, or rather so that her hand would not turn into armor forever. Akeno. I'm done, but I think I should give you an extra service. Issei. Extra service? Akeno. That's right. Akeno approached Issei little by little. Issei. Akeno-san. Akeno. Issei, you are the bravest man I have ever met, despite being inferior to Razor, you always got up to the point of interrupting the wedding to be able to take Rias, and in the end it turned out that you now have 2 girlfriends. Issei. Nani? Akeno. What I want to tell you is that it makes me a little angry to know that Yuuma and Rias are your girlfriends, at first I didn't understand it, but now I do, it seems that I'm feeling love. Issei. Akeno-san you. Akeno. But we'll talk about that later. Akeno left leaving Issei alone. Issei was very confused and surprised, perhaps Akeno fell in love with him, he repeated that question several times in his head, he thought that if that was the case he could accept his feelings, and it's not that he didn't love her, on the contrary he was in love with her, the problem was Yuuma and Rias. He left that aside to go to his classes and then go to his house meeting. Hyoudou house, specifically Issei's room 6:30 p.m. Rias. So let's look at the results of this month's contracts. Rias. Akeno 12, Kaneko 11, Hyoudou 8, Yuuma 5 and Asia 3. Hiba. Congratulations girls. Akeno. They're moving very fast. Yuuma. Arigato guys. Asia. I'm still grateful for your support. Rias. Issei's stats are now 0. Issei. Gomen Nasai. Everyone let out a small laugh, making the brunette depressed. At that moment Issei's mother comes in to give the boys snacks, everyone was talking very happily, but then Kiba finds a photo. Kiba. Issei-kun, what is this? Issei. That was my childhood friend, we used to play almost every day, but he had to leave because his parents got a job abroad. Kiba. I see, and this sword is? Issei. Something's wrong. Kiba. It's nothing Issei-kun, don't worry. Guo Streets 845. Issei. Something is wrong with Kiba, I know something is wrong, until then I will leave this topic for another time. Issei arrived at a small apartment. Issei. Hello, I'm a demon. After saying that, a blonde man opened the door. So you were the devil. Issei. That's right. Come on in. Issei passed by and observed the place that was a little luxurious in his opinion. He sat down to talk to the man, then he came out with a particular painting. Apparently he had not gotten a contract again, making him sad instantly. At that moment his cell phone rang. Rias. Issei needed you to eat. 15 minutes later in an abandoned building. Issei. What happened? Rias. Sorry for calling you that, but it was urgent. It seems that a renegade demon is inside. Akeno. And it seems that he has completely lost his mind. Rias. Issei, I need you to go in with Yuuma, Kiba, and Kaneko. The four of them agreed, then entered the place. Upon entering, a woman appeared turning into a beast. Yuuma took out her fallen angel wings and then proceeded to throw a spear of light at her. Upon hitting her, she fell to the ground. Issei gave her a strong punch, sending her flying. Issei. Now Kiba. For some reason Kiba wasn't paying attention to the fight. Kaneko. Senior Hyoudou. The lowly stood in the way of the demon's attack, thus receiving the attack. Issei. Kaneko-chan. Yuuma. Kiba reacts. Kiba. Sorry. He was prepared to attack the demon when Kaneko stopped suddenly, sending her flying and destroying the ceiling. Afterwards, Akeno and Rias took care of it, destroying it completely. After a few minutes, a loud slap was heard. Rias. I hope this brings you back, Kaneko could have been seriously injured by your actions. Kiba. I'm sorry but I needed to go on leave. Issei. Wow, where do you think you're going? Kiba. Nowhere. Issei. Please Kiba, tell me what's wrong, we're not friends. Kiba. So friends Issei-kun, I have finally found my way again. Issei. Huh? Kiba. I'm talking about my revenge, or rather my goal is to destroy Excalibur. Meanwhile in the abandoned church, two people were gathered there. Are you sure it's Arena here? Arena. Sure Zenobia, this is where I was with my childhood friend. Returning with Issei to his house. Rias. And that's the story of Excalibur. Yuuma. I see. Issei. So that's what it was about. Asia. Well then I'm leaving. Asia retired to sleep after hearing Excalibur's story, leaving Issei, Yuuma, and Rias alone. Issei. I guess we have to sleep too. Rias. Okay then. Rias took off all her clothes, making Yuuma angry and Issei blush. Yuuma. What are you doing, Rias? Rias. Don't you see, I'm going to sleep with Issei. Yuuma. Oh no, that's not true, I'm the one who's going to sleep with him. Rias. And why you? Issei is mine tonight. The two of them began to pull Issei back and forth. Yuuma. Not tonight, he's mine. Rias. Look, you know that I'm better than you, so give up. Yuuma. What, we both have the same breast size. Rias. But I still surpass you. Issei was annoyed, but he didn't show it since he was watching with a little blood coming out of his nose as their breasts bounced from side to side. Issei. Girls, I have an opinion. Yuuma and Rias. Issei. Issei. I already saw that no. The two continued fighting until Issei threw them against a bed and then began massaging their breasts. Lemon skipped. Rias. You'll seriously never change, Issei. Yuuma. You always find a way to drive us crazy. Yuuma and Rias. We love you. Issei. Same. Each girl gave the brown-haired boy a passionate kiss, then hugged him and slept warmly. Somewhere else in Kuo. Kiba. Who's there? It seems that we meet again, young demon. Kiba. Fried Selzen. Chapter 11. The third. Kiba had met the priest Fried Selzen, starting with a fight, the two were on par, but again as usual the priest escaped. The next morning Issei and his two girls slowly woke up, the two were still angry with Issei for the previous night, because the brown-haired boy had once again made them his without their permission. Everything went normally until those from the club came across two women who were very beautiful. The first was Zenobia the fourth, a woman who was 17 years old. Her hair was a blue color with a green streak, her eyes were a light brown color, her breasts were a C cup almost D. Next to her was her partner Irina Shidm, a woman of the same age as Zenobia. Her appearance of her hair being a very light brown, her eyes had a violet color, her hair was held in two pigtails, her breasts were also a C cup almost D. Surprisingly she was the childhood friend of Issei. The brown-haired boy for a few moments was in shock because he thought she was a man. He was happy, but all that attitude changed when he discovered that they were angels and that they destroyed demons at all costs, but for the moment they were only looking for the Excalibur swords, leaving their hunt for demons. Another thing that angered the brown-haired boy is that they offended Asia by calling her a witch and scum. This action caused a fight between Issei and the two girls. In the end he could not defeat them. Days passed like this until they all met Excalibur, an extremely powerful fallen angel. Everyone was surprised by his power. Unlike everyone, Yuuma was extremely scared because she knew that he was one of the most powerful fallen angels. The battle began at school. Everyone was extremely tired and injured. Because despite the fact that Kiba had awakened a new power, the demonic sacred sword, and Issei controlled the armor more, they could not face the angel. Everything seemed lost, but from one moment to another a subject with white armor and blue wings arrived. It was none other than the White Emperor Dragon. To everyone's astonishment, he gave Excalibur a hard time. After that he left, taking with him a wounded and unconscious Excalibur. After everything that happened, Kiba apologized for his aggressive behavior in the last few days. Everyone forgave him, and so he went back to being the same Kiba as always. Monday, 6 p.m. Rias. Well, now that everyone has had a good rest, I want to let you know that we have a new member for the occult club. Issei. A new member? Rias. That's right, hey, you can come in now. Zenobia. Hello again. Issei. Zenobia, what are you doing here? Don't tell me. Rias. That's right, Issei, she's the new member of the club. With Zenobia I already have my 2 nights. Zenobia. And again I thank you for accepting me here. Issei. But Zenobia, I thought you hated demons. Zenobia. That's how it was before, but seeing you fight and that you also have a good heart, I saw that many deserve to be treated as equals. Also, another reason why I joined you is because knowing that God no longer exists, my reason to continue forward ended. Asia. Zenobia-san. Zenobia. Asia, I apologize. I shouldn't have told you those things. Asia. You don't have to worry about anything. I made new friends and everyone treats me well. Even though I was once a nun, they accepted me into the family without prejudice. Since I have a calm character I can't hate anyone, so saying all this, welcome to the Zenobia-san family. Zenobia. Arigato. Kiba. By the way, where is Irina? Zenobia, she's already gone. Flashback. Japan Airport, 9 a.m. Zenobia. I hope you have a good trip. Irina. I hope so. Zenobia. The Excalibur pieces are still there so they can make new swords. The mission is complete. Irina. Yes, and I would have liked for the 2 of us to finish it. Zenobia. You know I can't go back now. Irina. About to cry, tell me why. Why did you have to do it? Zenobia. Seriously, because it's the best for me. Irina. You know what, sayonara. Then flashback. Rias. The important thing is that Excalibur was defeated. Zenobia. Hey. Issei. Zenobia is a great woman. Approximately 2 days passed, during which time Issei found out that the man he sometimes visited was the head of the fallen angels, Azazel. He told this to Rias, who got angry because she thought he wanted to see him to take away his sacred gear or kill him, but Yuuma told them that even though many fallen angels were bad, he was of a calm heart. They all believed him, but they were still going to keep an eye on Azazel. On the second day, the entire club was in a pool that was very dirty. Rias. Well, now we have to clean. Yuuma. Why? Rias. The school didn't order them, and if we did, this place would only be for the club. Issei. That's great, a pool for us. 30 minutes later, men's locker room. Kiba. Issei-kun, I want to tell you something. Issei. What's up, friend? Kiba. I will protect you. Issei. Huh. Kiba. If it weren't for you I would be plunged into darkness, so I will return the favor. Issei. Hey, wait a minute, don't start with this. Kiba. I'm serious, Issei-kun, you are a great friend and I appreciate you very much. Issei. Running out of the locker room, I better go. Kiba. Issei-kun. But suddenly he stopped. Issei. Ah, my arm, what's happening? Akeno-san had just taken this off me a few days ago. Greg. This happens because you met the boss of the fallen angels. Issei. I see. Rias. Love you have. Issei. It is the power of the dragon. Rias. Then Akeno will have to cleanse the magic. Akeno. Of course, I don't mind helping my partner. Issei. Arigato, Akeno-san. Rias. Suspecting Akeno. Yuuma. Something smells bad. 10 minutes later, locker room. Issei. Akeno-san, this feels good. Akeno. Just a little more, Issei-kun. Issei. Akeno's mouth feels so good, I'm going to go crazy with this girl. Akeno. Ready, I'm done, but you know, Issei-kun, I want more of you. Issei. Huh. Akeno. It's just that I can't help it, I fall more in love with you every time, and I also want what Rias and Yuuma have. Issei. Blushes Akeno-san, yo. The two of them were slowly getting closer to kiss each other, but… Rias and Yuuma. What does this mean? Issei. Scared Kai girls. Akeno. Ara it seems that they discovered us. Yuuma and Rias went to where the brunette was, pinching her cheeks. Yuuma and Rias. Issei-kun Issei, you were deepening your relationship with Akeno Onasama, the girl of your dreams is not like that. Issei. It's not what you're thinking, Akeno-sen was just helping me. Yuuma and Rias. Do whatever you want. The two of them left the dressing room, also slamming the door. Akeno. Ara it seems like the girls are jealous. Issei. Sighing, why is this happening to me? Later Issei taught Kaneko and Asia how to swim, while Yuuma and Rias were swimming, with the intention of getting their attention and competing with each other. The most surprising thing is that Akeno was also in the competition, and then she got tired and went to relax. Issei. Where will Zenobia be? Rias. Honey, eat here. Yuuma. You can put sunscreen on us, love. Issei. Of course, there's no problem. Issei first put Yuuma and then continued with Rias. Rias. Issei, you are very good at this. Issei. Arigato. Yuuma. Oh, honey, wouldn't you like to put sunscreen somewhere else? Issei. Blush huh? Rias. Lustful, we talked about whether you want to put sunscreen on our breasts, honey. Issei. On her breasts, I feel like girls have become very aggressive lately. Akeno. Ara don't keep it to yourselves. Issei. Akeno-san. Rias. What are you doing? Yuuma. Let it go, Akeno-senpai. Akeno. Don't be mean, seriously, can't you lend it to me for a while? Yuuma and Rias. There's no way, he's just ours. Akeno ignored them and turned her gaze to Issei. Akeno. Issei-kun, you still don't have another girl. Issei. No. Akeno. Ara poor thing, so you don't want to make me yours in return. Issei. Huh? Issei. Girls. Rias. Akeno, don't you think you're going too far? Yuuma. Even if he is my senpai, I will not let you have Issei. Yuuma and Rias were too angry with Akeno, so at that moment the two of them took out their wings. Rias had her power of destruction in her hand, while Yuuma had her spear of light. Akeno. With a sadistic voice, Ara then you girls want to play, let's play then. Only the sound of various destruction and screams from the brown-haired boy could be heard. Issei. Breathing heavily, from which he saved me. Issei. Issei. Huh? It's you, Zenobia, where have you gotten yourself into? Zenobia. I was trying to put on my swimsuit. Issei. It suits you. Zenobia. Arigato, but that's not important, I want to tell you something, Issei. Issei. Nani? Zenobia. I want you to make love to me. 1 minute later. Zenobia. I'll repeat it to you once more, Issei, I want to have a baby. Issei. Wait, that's not taken lightly. Zenobia. Issei, seeing how strong and brave you are, I knew that you were worthy of making me a baby, also knowing that God died my goals were over. Then I asked Butchu what exactly the demons did, and what she told me was that they all had ambitions and desires. I thought about it, and I want to have a strong son, a prodigy. Issei. Zenobia. Zenobia. Taking off her bra, as long as you promise to take responsibility, I'll be all yours. Issei. Blushed, wait, Zenobia looking at her closer, she is beautiful. Rias. What's wrong, Issei? Yuuma. What are you doing, Issei-kun? Akeno. Ara that's not fair, Zenobia-chan, you're keeping it to yourself. Asia. Issei-san, if you wanted that you should have told me. Kaneko. Perverted senpai. Issei. Wait, everything has an explanation. Zenobia. Issei, aren't we going to make a baby? Issei. You fool, do you realize what situation we are in? All. Baby. Issei. Scared, wait a moment. Yuuma and Rias. With murderous aura, Issei-kun Issei. Issei. Ah. At that, Kiba comes out of the pool, having heard Issei's scream. Kiba. Huh? Moments later, everyone was in the occult club. Everyone was scared by the murderous looks of Yuuma and Rias, except Akeno. She rather laughed and Issei cried in I'm style. Then everyone returned to their homes. The brown-haired man slept alone in his room like an abandoned dog. The reason is obvious. Already in the morning, Issei received an order from Rias to go to Akeno's house to receive a gift from Archangel Michael. Issei went to the place, but saw that it was on top of a small hill. Upon arrival, he could see Akeno in her priestess clothing and a blonde man with green eyes, wearing a kind of golden armor. Issei. You're Archangel Michael. Michael? That's right, young Hyoudou. Issei. Getting on his knees, it's a fair bet to meet him. Michael. Please get up, I just came here to give you this sword. Issei. I'm honored, but why me? Michael. You have a very valuable heart full of kindness, and I also learned that despite being from different sides, you saved Irina and Zenobia on many occasions. Issei. It's not for anything, I just did it because I like helping people. Michael. Well then accept this gift. Issei. Hey. Issei received the sword, thus fusing it with his sacred gear. After receiving it the archangel left the place. Akeno. Good for you Issei-kun. Issei. Arigato Akeno-san. Akeno. And Rias. Issei. He said he would arrive later. Akeno. If that's the case, why don't you stay until she comes? Issei. Hey. The two sat down to chat while drinking some tea. Issei. Akeno-san, can I ask you something? Akeno. Nani? Issei. What did Kakebiel mean when he said that you have the same abilities as Barakiel? Akeno. You see, he's my father. Issei. Your father? Akeno. Yes, I am the daughter of a fallen angel. Issei. I thought you were human before Rias turned you into a demon. Akeno. That's what everyone thinks, the reason is that I don't want them to know my secret. Issei. And your mother was also a fallen angel. Akeno. No, she was a human. Issei. That means you are. Akeno. Hi, I was born from the union of a human and a fallen angel. Issei. So Rias transformed that human side into a demon. Akeno. That's right, now that you know I'm a fallen angel you'll hate me, they have no heart, they make you suffer if you're going to hate me, it doesn't matter anyway, I'm a monster. Issei. Akeno-san will always be Akeno-san. Akeno. Huh. Issei. It's true that I hate many fallen angels, but there are exceptions. Yuuma is a fallen angel and I love her, you are the same as always, no matter what you are. Akeno. Issei-kun. Issei. Nervous and blushing, the point is that I love you no matter what, well I like you, I mean that I love you. Akeno. A few tears coming out of her face. Hey Issei-kun, you really have me at your feet. Issei. Akeno-san. Akeno. I love you Issei, I love you with all my heart. Issei. I love you too Akeno-san. The two slowly approached, giving each other a small and very tender kiss, they separated and on impulse Akeno threw Issei on the floor. Issei. Akeno-san, what are you doing? Akeno. Just call me Akeno. Issei. Akeno. Akeno. I'm so happy Issei. Akeno hugs him and then kisses him passionately. Lemon skipped. Akeno. You felt good Issei-kun. Issei. Hey. Akeno. What's going to happen after this? Issei. It's logical, isn't it? Akeno. Huh. Issei. You want to be this Baka's girlfriend? Akeno. Of course. The two shared a passionate kiss to agree on their courtship. Issei. Well I have to go Akeno. Akeno. I understand, Rias didn't eat anymore, she probably stayed at your house and must be worried about you. Issei. Hey. Akeno. Before you go, do you know what this mark on my stomach means? Issei. Sure. Issei told her exactly what Rias told him, Akeno understood it well, becoming happy. Akeno. Ara then from this moment forever I am yours, no Issei-kun. Issei. It doesn't bother you? Akeno. Of course not, like I told you before, you are the first and the last one I give my heart to. Issei. Aishiteru Akeno. Akeno. Me too Aishiteru Issei-kun. The two of them kissed deeply again. After getting dressed Issei went to his house. When he arrived he saw everyone asleep, he sneaked into his meeting room. Rias. Rias? So Akeno is your new girlfriend, right? Issei. You know. Rias. Yes, I saw them when they had Hex. Issei. I'm sorry Rias, it's just that I love her, and I don't want to make you suffer just like she does, I love all three of you the same way, and I understand that you're angry, but I really don't want to lose you. Rias. Baka. Issei. Huh. Issei. Rias. Rias. Just promise me that no matter how many girls you have, you will never leave me and Yuuma. Issei. Hey. Chapter 12. The meeting. We can see Issei waking up and next to Rias. Issei. I slept well, but now that I remember Akeno and I became a couple, I'm glad to know that Rias took it well, but how would Yuuma-chan take it? I know she told me that it doesn't matter how many girls she has, but I still feel bad, it would be better to talk to her in the meantime, I'll wake Rias up. Issei moved her a little to wake her up, after 2 minutes of trying she woke up. Rias. Ooh, good morning darling. Issei. Good morning Rias. Rias. Is something wrong? Issei. With a smile, it's nothing, don't worry. Rias gives him a small kiss on the lips. Rias. Please tell me, I know something is bothering you. Issei. It's just that I feel bad for you and Yuuma. Rias. Huh. Issei. I always dreamed of being the king of the harem, and now that I have 3 girlfriends I know I can achieve it, but the problem is that you think I don't value your feelings. I don't want to see you cry. Rias gives him a passionate kiss and a strong hug. Rias. Honey, don't worry about it, I know you won't do that, I've observed you, and I know the kind of person you are, also because of your actions of protecting me and treating me in the most special way I know you won't hurt us. If I behaved seriously with you yesterday, it was because I didn't know about Akeno's feelings, but don't worry anymore my cute Issei. Issei. Rias arigato. The two gave each other a deep kiss and then got dressed and went down to talk to Yuuma. Yuuma. What do you want to talk to me about, love? Issei. Yuuma-chan Akeno is my girlfriend. Yuuma. Issei. Yuuma. Yuuma. Issei me. Issei. Yuuma, I love her too. I know the news is very surprising, but regardless, I love all three of them. Yuuma. That's good. Issei. Huh. Yuuma, aren't you mad? Yuuma ran towards him giving him a big hug. Yuuma. Baka. Issei. Yuuma. I feel happy, I love Akeno-senpai very much and I wouldn't want her to stay with any man, so if it's you I know you'll take good care of her. Issei. That's how it will be. Rias. Well now we have to go to school. Issei. Wait a moment. Yuuma. What's wrong? Issei. I want to give you this. Issei gave them each a gift, the two were surprised by Issei's action, they opened the box and looked closely at some very precious heart-shaped necklaces. In front it said Rias Yuuma. They opened the pendant and saw a note in it. Letter. Girls, I want to tell you that you make me the happiest man in the world, despite being a nobody, you gave me your hearts no matter what, I'm happy about that my girls, I love you with all my heart and I hope we'll be together forever, happy anniversary, with love Issei. Yuuma and Rias began to shed tears of happiness. Issei. They like the gift. Yuuma and Rias rushed towards the brunette to give him a big hug and lots of kisses. Yuuma. Crying Issei-kun, I really can't believe it. Issei. Nani? Rias. Crying you have us surrendered at your feet, Baka. Issei. Girls. Yuuma. Never leave us. Issei. You know I won't, I love you so much that I never want to leave you. Yuuma and Rias. We love you too. The two girls give Issei a passionate kiss telling him that after school she would give him her gift. Shortly after Issei left alone, Yuuma and Rias were going to catch up with him later since they wanted to talk to Akeno. Already on the way Issei was feeling pulsations in his hand and every time he was closer to the school they became stronger. Outside of the school he could see a gray-haired boy. I was waiting for you, Red Emperor Dragon. Issei. Who are you? You should already know that. Issei. Wait a minute, don't tell me you're the White Dragon. Until you realize Hyoudou Issei. Issei. How do you know my name? All rivals must know your name, that is the custom. Issei. Huh. But since I see that you are an idiot who doesn't know what's going on around you, I'll tell you my name. My name is Bali Lucifer. Issei. And what do you want from me? Bali. I want to prove to you that I am better than you, for generations dragons have fought each other, but now that is going to change. Now that I know that the bearer of the red is a simple scum, I will show that the white dragon of this generation is more powerful than the red one. Issei. You won't defeat me that easily. Bali. Well, your fight with Kakabiel says otherwise. Issei was annoyed, before he could answer he saw how everyone from the club arrived. Bali. It seems that Rias Gremory is here. Rias. White Emperor Dragon, we finally meet. Bali. I say the same. Rias. I hope you don't intend to hurt my boyfriend. Bali. That will be another day. For now, I just stopped by to say hello, and I'm busy. We'll see each other later. Bali walked away leaving the club very nervous. In his fight with Kakabiel, they barely came out alive, while Volley defeated him with simple blows, they definitely knew that he was out of their reach even for Issei. Issei. Rias is very nervous, and I don't judge her, I'm the same too, but even so, if he dares to hurt my girls, I won't take long to finish him off. After that moment, the club members left for school, everyone went ahead leaving only Yuuma, Rias, Akeno and Issei. Issei. From their gaze I know they want to tell me something. Yuuma. Love leaving the topic of the white dragon we talked to Akeno. Issei. Really? Rias. That's right, we agreed on some things, that's all. Akeno. Now that the girls have accepted it I'm officially in, please treat me well honey. Issei. Don't worry Akeno, I will protect you now that you are my girlfriend, I won't let anyone touch you. Issei and Akeno gave each other a passionate kiss, they were both immersed in love, but something took them out of the beautiful moment. Yuuma and Rias. They broke up. Akeno. Ara the girls are very bad. Issei. You don't have to get angry. The two girls eyed and each proceeded to grab Issei's arm, Akeno for her part was in front of Issei, when they entered everyone had their jaws on the floor, they were just getting used to Issei's sin of having two girlfriends, now seeing Akeno in front of them meant only one thing, a girl stood in front of the four of them to confirm everyone's suspicions. Girl. Excuse me Akeno-senpai. Akeno. Yes, how can I help you? Girl. You are this person's girlfriend. Akeno. That's right, there is a problem. Everyone screamed in shock. Their Akeno One-sama was also the girlfriend of the perverted beast. The two most popular were now his girlfriends. They would forgive if the three were girlfriends of any other guy, but of the biggest pervert they could not forgive him. Almost everyone wanted to kill the brown-haired boy in the worst way, but the looks of the three girls forced them to advance. The four continued their way to their classes, while the brown-haired girl was extremely angry. Yurayama. Whispering and crying, why is this happening, that they see that damn Issei, he is a pervert, the girls deserve someone better, because I feel devastated. I should feel sorry and pity for the three of them, but instead of that it makes I was angry that baka is with them. Hadis. Hey friend, if I didn't know you I would say that you are jealous, if you had listened to me he would only be with you. After seeing their friend running aimlessly, everyone was in their classroom with their respective parents except Zenobia, Yuuma and Asia. Mr. Hyoudou. Yuuma-chan and Asia-chan look great. This is Hyoudou. That's right, I ask you what you're going to do. Issei. What's wrong with him is a simple figure. Teacher. Okay, start now. Everyone quickly began to make their figures. Issei didn't know what to do, his imagination was empty for 5 minutes until his three girlfriends came to mind. Issei. All three are truly beautiful, their soft skin, their warm smile, their character, their beautiful eyes and their dazzling hair. Asia. Issei-san. Issei. Hey, wait Nani. Everyone had red faces because the brown-haired girl's girlfriends were sculpted naked. Mitsuda. The bastard must have already had hex with them. Issei. Issei, you're not helping at all. Everyone had a death look. Yuuma was very embarrassed seeing the figure and hearing Mitsuda's comment. Zenobia was frowning, Asia was internally pouting, and the brown-haired boy's parents were crying with pride. Later. The quartet were on a bench. Rias. This is really cool, Issei. Akeno. Ara my boyfriend in just one night of hex learned my body. Yuuma. Issei-kun, you didn't have to express your emotions like that, it's too embarrassing. Issei. I just thought of you. Asia. Yes, they are really cute. Issei. Here gato Asia. Rias. The truth is that. Motohama. Hey everyone, let's take photos of the magical girl. Boys. Hey. Issei. What's going on? The four of them headed to the court where they met a girl dressed as a magical woman. Rias. Maybe it could be Serafall Leviathan. Chapter 13. The other bishop. Rias. Could it be Serafall Leviathan? Boys. Splendid, she is very beautiful. Thanks for your support guys. Yuuma. Who could she be? Asia. She is dressed in a very strange way. Issei. She's a magical girl. Asia. Issei-san, how do you know? Issei. Well, you see, I know this thanks to a client who frequently visits me. All the boys watched the magical girl with a sparkle in their eyes when Saji arrived. Saji. Okay, gentlemen, get out of here, there's nothing to see here. Boys. But. Saji. But nothing, goodbye and have a nice day. The boys left the place half angry and sad. Saji. Miss, do you have any relatives here? Hey. Saji. I should wait for her outside. She can't come in here without permission, much less with that kind of clothing. Huh? Saji. What I'm trying to tell you is. Sona. What's going on here, Saji? Saji. Kaichu. Wait, it's you One-chan. Sona. What a joy to see you again. Issei. One-chan. Rias. You see Issei, she is Serafall Leviathan, she is the older sister, she dreams. Saji. And one of the 4 demon kings, what a shame I couldn't recognize her. Issei. Amazing. Sona. One-sama, here I am the president, even though you are my family, I cannot allow your behavior and you wearing that kind of clothing. Serafall. But Sona-chan, you know I like magical girls, don't be mean. Sona. Rias. How is Serafall-sama? Serafall. Ah, but it's you Rias-chan. Rias. I'm glad to see you again. Serafall. Me too, huh? Looking at Issei. Rias, that's the bearer of Drag. Rias. If so, Issei, introduce yourself. Issei. Hi, nice to meet you, my name is Hyoudou Issei, Rias pawn. Serafall. I am also Serafall Leviathan, but you can call me Levia so. Issei. Huh? Hi. Sona. I already told you to control your attitude. Serafall. Sona-chan is evil. Issei. This is very strange. Sona. Enough, I can't take it anymore. Serafall. Wait, where you're going. Sona. Get away from me. Everyone had an anime-style drop after the sisters show Saji left with Sona and the club left. When they were close to the classrooms they could see Issei's parents and Ria's father talking. Rias. Atausen. Issei. So that's Ria's father, he looks very young. Lord Grimory. You are Hyoudou Issei, right? Issei. Hey. Lord Grimmery. Thank you for taking care of my daughter. Issei. No problem, by the way, what are you doing with Ria's father? Mr. Hyoudou. Well, we met and we were chatting a bit. Issei. I see. Mr. Hyoudou. Excuse me, how about we talk more in our little house? Issei and Rias. Huh? Lord Grimmery. I think that's a great idea. Mr. Hyoudou. Well then we'll go ahead, Mr. Grimmery knows how to handle alcohol. Lord Grimmery. Hi. Issei. How can my parents talk to him like that, as if it were the most normal thing in the world? Asia. As they say, ignorance is for the wise. Ah, but it's you Rias. Rias. Oni-sama. Surziches. It seems we're going to be at a banquet. Hyoudou House 8 p.m. Lord Grimmery. This really looks delicious. This is Hyoudou. Thank you very much, tonight I pushed myself to the limit. They all started watching on television how the boys did their jobs. Lord Grimmery. Let's see Rias. Sir. Hyoudou looks good. Lord Grimmery. As his father I have to see his good degrees. Rias. This is worse than hell. Surziches. Look, Rias is answering a question correctly. Rias. I can't stand you anymore, stupid Oni-sama. Issei. Rias. Rias ran out of the dining room to head upstairs, Issei without thinking twice chased after her. Issei. Rias you want to come into my room. Rias. Hey. In Issei's room. Issei. Rias Ito I think it's not bad that our parents have met and get along. Rias. I already know that, Issei can I ask you something? Issei. Nani? Rias. Are you glad you met me? Issei. Huh? Rias. I am happy to have met you. Issei. Of course I'm happy, if I hadn't met you I wouldn't have a girlfriend as beautiful as you. Rias. Issei. Issei. But I wonder if he will ever leave me. Rias. I love you. Issei. Yuuma. That's not fair Rias. Rias. God helps those who get up early, our fights have helped me somewhat. Yuuma. Then I'll be the next one to kiss him. Issei. Huh? Surziches. Girls, don't fight. Issei. Surziches Sama. Surziches. Rias, I have to tell you something seriously. Rias. I'm listening. Surziches. I need you to free your other bishop. Issei and Yuuma. The other bishop. Rias. That's right, we locked him up because he was considered too dangerous for me, you yourself ordered that order Oni-sama. Surziches. That's true, but now your family has grown and so has its strength, so the time has come. Rias. As you command Oni-sama not rather as you command Surziches Lucifer-sama. The cult club building. Rias. Come on, it's this way. Issei. So he's here. Rias. In fact the seal is removed at midnight, he was given permission to walk at night, but he did not want the privilege. Yuuma. Poor thing. Bekeno. Don't worry, he likes being there and another thing is that he earns more money than us. Yuuma, Issei in Asia. Huh. Kiba. He makes many contracts using a computer. Kaneko. Her abilities are amazing. Issei. I see. Zenobia. Then he is someone to be afraid. The club members entered the room and found a sarcophagus. Rias. We're coming for you. Don't go, I want to be calm. Bekeno. Come on, it's time to go. Or please the outside world is scary. Issei. How kawaii she's a blonde, that means both bishops are blonde. Kiba. He. Issei. What are you laughing at so much Kiba? Rias. I'm sorry to disappoint you, honey, but he's a man. Issei. What did you say Rias? Rias. He may look like a girl, but he is a boy. Issei. Huh. Bekeno. I like cross-dressing. Rias. He is Gaspar Vladi, a member of my family, my other bishop, he is in his first year, and above all he was half vampire half human before becoming a demon. Yuuma and Asia. Vampire? Issei. Is this boy a vampire? 30 minutes later hidden club room. Rias. He has a power that cannot be controlled, the truth is that Gaspar has the balance breaker. Issei. Amazing. Bekeno. That's why the president locked her up. Asia. But you who is the balance breaker? Rias. Balance breaker also known as the forbidden movement is the final state of a sacred gear. Asia. I see. Rias. Returning to the topic, our purpose is to teach Gaspar the aspects of a demon, in short, he has to grow with the fan of becoming stronger. Issei. Then we must instruct her. Rias. Okay, finally I have to tell you to take care of her while I go to the meeting about the faction summit. Yuuma. Okay. Rias. Kiba, only you will come with us, my brother wants to see your balance breaker. Kiba. Hey. Rias. See you later. Rias, Akeno and Kiba left through a magic circle, then the club members went out to train Gasper, but it didn't turn out the way they wanted. After a while of Zenovia chasing Gasper, Saji arrives. Saji. Hey guys, we meet again. Issei. Hello, Saji. Saji at one point turned his gaze to Gasper. Saji. Hey Hyoudou, what's that pretty girl's name? Issei. His name is Gasper Vladi and he is a boy. Saji. Depressed and I'm style disappointment, betrayal, brother. Issei. He. But who do we have here? Issei. You are. Asia. Issei-sen, you know him. After not seeing each other for a few days, you greet me like that, demon-kun. Saji. Who are you, confess. Yuuma. It's Mr. Azazel. Saji. Wait, what? Zenovia. The leader of the fallen angels. Issei. Hey. Saji. Hyoudou, did you already know him? Issei. I was with him several times, this guy pretended to be a client. Saji. I see. Azazel. Well, now that you know who I am, I'm going to kindly ask you to drop your weapons, besides you have no chance against me. Everyone lowered their weapons, except Issei. Issei. What have you come for? Azazel. Don't be nervous, I just came to meet the little vampire, you'll see his sacred gear is very interesting. Kaneko. Don't even think about it. Azazel. Well, it doesn't matter. I also came to see the bearer of the demonic holy sword. Asia. Kiba-san is not there at the moment. Azazel. It's a shame I'll have to leave, so we'll see each other later, but first, how are you, Yuuma? Yuuma. Okay. Azazel. That's good because I found out that you became part of the Gremory clan. Yuuma. My Azazel-sama. Azazel. A fallen angel with demons, I don't know if I should give you a punishment. Yuuma was a little scared and was going to apologize to the angel, but Issei stood in front of her. Issei. Over my dead body. Azazel. Don't get aggressive, it was just a joke. Issei. Azazel. Well then I'll be leaving. Issei. Wait a moment. Azazel. Yes. Issei. Why did you lie to me those days that I was with you? What are you looking for from me? Azazel. Nothing, it's just that your sacred gear seems interesting to me. Issei. Interesting. Azazel. I don't want to bother you anymore, so I see you next time. Azazel left with a somewhat suspicious smile. Later near Issei's house. Asia. Zenovia-san and Kaneko-san, I'm glad you agreed to take a bath with me and Yuuma. Zenovia. Asian arigato. Kaneko. You're very kind, Asia-senpai. Yuuma. Hey, Issei will be fine. Zenovia. Well, of course Issei is very stubborn, so he can handle Gasper. Asia. Hi, Issei-san always does it. Outside Gasper's room. Rias. Please Gasper, you have to leave. Gasper. I don't want the outside world to be too scary. Issei. Rias, let me talk to him, I promise he'll get out of there. Rias. Gives him a small kiss on the lips. I trust you well, Issei. Issei nodded and then Rias left the place. Issei. You know Gasper, the world is not what it used to be. Gasper. Huh. Issei. People have changed, they accept strange things faster. Gasper. Really? Issei. Well, of course, in fact many love vampires so much that they make movies with them and imagine having one as a boyfriend or brother. Gasper. What a joy, but will they really love me? I don't want to scare them or hurt them with my power. Issei. Don't say that, you have to have a clear goal, and that is to master your fears and with your power be the best vampire that has ever existed. Gasper. You have a dream, senpai. Issei. Of course I want to be the greatest Sekiryuite of all time and also be the king of the harem. I want many women to follow me in my dreams. Gasper. Opening the door and leaving. It's a very nice dream. Issei. Arigato. Gasper. What other goal do you have, senpai? Issei. Become stronger to protect what I love and never see Rias cry again. Gasper. The teacher. Issei. That's right, when I saw her cry was when she was getting married. Gasper. Hey, they told me the story of what happened in a raiding game. Issei. That's right, everyone fell and even though I was the last one standing, I couldn't save Rias. Gasper. I would have liked to help but I was locked up. Issei. Don't blame yourself, what's done is done, now Rias is my girlfriend and I like to take care of her. Gasper. You love the teacher very much. Issei. Hey. Gasper. And what have you done with her? Issei. Well, you see, go on dates, sleep together, talk perverted thought and above all touch her. That feeling of me touching that's so succulent I can never forget it. Gasper. Huh. Issei. Gomen nasai. Gasper. I got off topic. Gasper. Issei senpai is good. Issei. You really think so? Gasper. Okay, you think I'm wonderful and I'm deeply grateful to you, but I don't want to be hurt or afraid anymore. Issei. Issei, you shouldn't act like that, we were blessed by the sacred gear, so we must strive at all times to make people admire us. Asper. Thanks again Issei senpai. Meanwhile at Issei's house, the girls were talking in the shower. Yuuma. Girls, I want to ask you something. Asia. What's up Yuuma-san? Yuuma. You guys love my Issei-kun. Zenobia. Well, you see, I have feelings for him. Issei is so brave that he decided to save Kiba no matter what, and despite being the enemy, he took care of me from Kakabiel, knowing that I couldn't beat him. Haneko. Issei senpai is a person who tries hard in everything, no matter the circumstances he tries to make us feel good, he is incredible of course, except for his perversion. Blushing and with her head down I love him very much. Asia. He took care of me from the fallen angels, he was the first person who wasn't afraid of me because of my powers, and he was also my first friend. I love Issei-san. Yuuma. I see, since I see you're uncomfortable with this topic, let's move on to another. The girls agreed, then continued talking, and then decided to help the brown-haired boy. Asper's room. Kiba. I see you were able to talk to him. Issei. That's right. Kiba. And why do you need me Issei-kun? Issei. We have to make our plan. Kiba. Plan. Issei. You'll see while Gasper stops time and I try to touch the girl's breasts, you'll protect me from the enemies who try to stop me, with your breaker balance we'll succeed. Kiba. You know you have my support, but don't you think it's better to use Gasper's powers for something with family? Issei. But what are you saying? This is something for 3 boys. You say it because you are handsome, but when I see a girl, she tries to wash her eyes so she will never see me again. Kiba. Haha but still Issei. Before answering, all the girls entered the room. Issei asked them why they came back. They had explained that they wanted to help him, and then they met Rias and Akeno. After a moment, Gasper was sure of herself since she had a paper bag on her head. Issei. So it was Asia's idea. Asia. I'm also shy when it comes to talking to people, and I just thought that hiding my face would make it easier. Asper. This is great Asia senpai, now I can help Issei senpai with his plan. Issei. 100% nervous. Wait Gasper. Yuuma. What's the plan? Asper. Issei senpai wants me to use my powers to grab girls' breasts. Yuuma, Rias and Akeno. Huh. Issei. What a great joker you are, Gasper. Asper. But Issei senpai, you even called Kiba senpai to help you so that they wouldn't interfere with your breast path. Issei couldn't answer as he felt a murderous aura coming from the 3 girls. Akeno. With a murderous aura Issei-kun is a bad boyfriend. Rias. With a murderous aura Issei, you are not happy with our breasts. Yuuma. With a murderous aura despite having hex with us you still want to do things full of perversion. Issei. Wait girls, I was just joking. Yuuma, Rias and Akeno Yandir, if you are not satisfied with us we are going to castrate you dear, don't worry you will feel good. The girls with a Yandir smile, each made their special power, Yuuma her spear of light at maximum power, Rias a great ball of destruction, and Akeno her lightning. Issei. Girls wait we can fix this, wait no please no. In the end, only one Issei could be seen flying 10 kilometers away. Asia. Issei-san. Chapter 14. A love before the reunion. Before Issei was sent flying by his girls, we will focus on a 16-year-old brunette girl. Day of Yuuma's arrival. Hadis. So what do you think Murayama? Murayama. Well, the Kaichu Sona should run after those perverts, I can't stand them anymore. Hadis. Yes, I would also like to see them punished, but don't you think you're exaggerating? It seems like you want them dead. Murayama. Yes indeed, especially with that stupid Issei. Before Hadis could answer, the two saw that a group of students were whispering things. Hadis. What the hell is going on? Murayama. I don't know but we'll see. The two approached and saw Issei with a new girl, who was holding his arm. At that moment Murayama, without knowing why, felt a pain in her heart. Girl. Seriously, that girl is with that pervert. Girl 2. I feel sorry for her, that bastard surely forces her to do that. Boy. We should keep that bastard away from that pretty girl, she deserves to be with real men. Yuuma. Hey, don't talk bad about my boyfriend, I'm with him because of love. Everyone was silent at what Yuuma said, so with no other choice they went to their classes. Hadis. Could that girl be Hyoudu's girlfriend? What do you say, friend? Murayama. This silly girl should take a closer look at men. Hadis. What's wrong? You look very angry. Murayama. It's nothing, it's just that scene that ruined my day. The brunette left her friend alone. Hadis wondered what was wrong with the brunette, she left that topic and went to catch up with Murayama. 2 days after Issei interrupted Rias and Razor's wedding. Murayama. It was a great weekend, don't you think, my friend? Hadis. Yes, the truth is I already want the holidays to arrive. Murayama. It will be great. Boy. Have you seen that they are of a hitchy as with Rias one Sama? Girl. It can't be, this is a nightmare. Murayama and Cadis left their chatter among friends and went to see what was causing so much commotion. When they approached they saw Issei with Yuuma and Rias, both of them looked very happy, each holding one of Issei's arms. Cadis. It can't be now, otherwise I won't believe it, this is an aberration against nature. Murayama. Pouting Issei. Cadis. Murayama. Girl. This must be a mistake, we must go to Rias one Sama to clarify this matter for us. Around 100 students agreed and went to look for Rias. Murayama. Come Cadis, we too. While with Rias. Rias. How exciting, today will be the first time I spend with my boyfriend, I hope he likes the food I prepared for him. Rias walked calmly in the courtyard, from one moment to the next she was surrounded by a large group of men and women. Rias. With a smile, how can I help you? Girl. Rias one Sama, we want to ask you what relationship you have with the perverted beast. Rias. Changing her face to serious, what did you say? Girl 2. If she is being controlled by that bastard, we can help her so that he is taken to jail. Rias. Don't say that again. Girl 3. Rias one Sama, if you are scared, trust in all of us, we will all do something to punish the perverted beast. Rias. Very angry, let me tell you all something, don't speak ill of my boyfriend, both Yuuma and I are his girlfriends, and we won't allow you to judge him that way. I'm with him because I love him, he's the first and last man I gave my heart to. Boy. If that's true, don't you think it's against the rules to have 2 girlfriends? Rias. I know perfectly well, but I don't give a damn, Yuuma and I decided to share it, so if you allow me I have to take my classes. Everyone was in shock when the most popular girl confirmed their suspicions. Hadis. That I can't deny, you can see in the eyes of Rias one Sama and Yuuma one Sama that they are very much in love. Murayama. Hadis. What's wrong? Murayama shed a few small tears and then ran away. At night that same day, Murayama's house, specifically his room. Hadis. I needed to talk to you. Murayama. What do you want to talk about? Hadis. I've been thinking these past few days and finally found an answer. Murayama. What do you mean? Hadis. That you are jealous. Murayama. Who of Rias and Yuuma? Hadis. Hey. Murayama. What, that's the only reason you came to say nonsense, you know I hate that pervert. Hadis. I've known you since high school, do you think I don't know how it hurts you to see Hyoudou with other girls? Murayama. But. Hadis. Let me finish, I've seen how you look at him, even if you don't accept it, you're in love with him, but because of your pride you don't believe it, if only you had decided to tell him your feelings, it would only be yours, and he wouldn't be kissing and hugging Rias and Yuuma. Murayama. Will you stop, I wouldn't love that kind of person in 1,000 years. Hadis. You deny it, but it's the truth, how do you explain all the attitudes you put on when you see him with other girls? Murayama. Well, that's because. Hadis. Don't make up any excuse, at first I didn't realize your feelings, it was the first day Yuuma one Sama arrived, at that moment I could feel your pain, I began to reflect, and I remembered all the times you stayed looking at Hyoudou, then I came to the conclusion that you felt love for him. Murayama. That's enough, if you only came to tell me this I'm going to ask you to leave. Hadis. But friend. Murayama. Go away, get out. Hadis didn't say another word, then left the house, leaving a brunette sobbing. Now a day before we hear from Gasper, we see a brunette on the couch in her house, at that moment someone knocks on the door. Hadis. Hello friend, are you okay? Murayama didn't say anything as he re-entered the room. Hadis sighed before closing the door and following her friend. Hadis. See, I told you, it's been a month since we fought and I need to know if you accepted it or not. Murayama. I don't know, everything is confusing for me, I wanted to forget this topic, but after seeing Akeno one Sama being the third I can't stop thinking about it. Hadis. Where is the girl I know, the one who never gives up, the one who always tries to get Hyoudu's attention? Murayama. Stop it, will you stop once and for all? I don't love that pervert, I love Kiba-senpai. Hadis. Stop lying, you admire Kiba-senpai and you feel love for Hyoudou. Murayama. Urusei, that's a lie. Hadis. So would you mind if he became my boyfriend? Murayama. Don't go away from him. Hadis. I already want him to kiss me and hug me like at 3 o'clock. Murayama. No, definitely not, Issei-kun is only mine, I want him to hug me, kiss me, pamper me and touch me, changing to an attitude of disbelief. Wait. Hadis. You see, you fell into the trap, you can no longer deny that you love Hyoudou, and you also called him Issei-kun for the first time. Murayama. Blushes, okay, I admit it, you won. Hadis. Sighing after several weeks until I get it. Murayama. Blushes but don't brag about it, you know I still find it hard to believe this love. Hades. Okay, but what are you going to do now? Murayama. I think I needed to talk to him. Hades. You know you have to accept what you come if you tell him you could end up being the fourth girlfriend. Murayama. I don't care now that I know this feeling, I don't want to get away from it. Hades. Well, I support you. Murayama. Arigato. The two ended their fight to give each other a good hug as friends. Returning to the present, we can see a bandaged Issei's body, but it couldn't be seen because of his clothes. In front of him was a training Gasper. Asia. This is how Gasper-sen is made. Gasper. Thank you Asia-senpai. Issei. How fast he progresses, he's getting faster. Well, that was all for today, tomorrow will be the last day since the day after tomorrow will be the meeting. Gasper. Well, Issei-senpai took me away. Issei. Hey. Gasper went to his room leaving Issei and Asia alone. Asia. Issei-san, you still hurt? Issei. Yes, a little. Asia. Sorry, I did everything I could. Issei. Don't worry, it was my fault for saying that. Asia. If you want, we can go to the house together. Issei. But my parents aren't going to be there and Rias, Yuuma and you agreed to sleep at Akeno's house. Asia. Yes, but you're going to be alone. Issei. Don't worry, the girls are still mad at me, so I'm going to be alone anyway. Asia. But I'm not mad at you. Issei. I appreciate it Asia, but you have to have fun. Asia. Okay, just promise me that you'll be okay. Issei. Hey. Asia smiled and then went to Akeno's house. Issei went to his house to be able to sleep and completely heal his wounds. When he arrived he got ready to sleep, but before going up to his room, there was a knock on the door. Issei. Who could it be at this time? Issei opens the door to meet Murayama. Issei. Murayama. Murayama. Serious, I need to talk to you, can I come in? Issei. Sure, of course it happens. Issei offered the girl some tea, but she completely refused. She told him that if they could talk in her room, leaving the brown-haired boy confused. He just agreed and then went up. Issei. And what do you want to talk about? Issei didn't finish speaking as the brunette planted a kiss on him. Murayama. Issei, I love you. Issei. Huh. Murayama. I know it's very sudden, but I really love you. Issei. Murayama, I'm sorry. Murayama. If you say that because of everything I did to you, forgive me, I know I hurt you, but I'm not bothering you or making a joke, I really have feelings for you. Issei. It's not that. Murayama. Then I'm not pretty for you. Issei. Don't say that if you're pretty, it's just that I don't feel the same way about you. Murayama. Crying, I see, then he took me away. The brunette was about to leave the room, but a hand grabbed her. Issei. Wait, I don't like seeing you sad. Murayama. What do you want me to do? Your rejection hurts me. It was hard for me to admit this, but I really love you. I'm not playing. I just want you to love me. The girl lunges towards the brown-haired boy to kiss him again, but it was passionate. Issei was surprised he was feeling her lips taste sweet and soft. Without hesitation he let himself go. There came a point where they separated due to lack of air. Issei. Breathing heavily. Murayama, I thought you loved Kiba. Murayama. Breathing heavily, I was just saying that I loved him because I wanted to get your attention. Issei. Murayama. Murayama. Issei, I know you don't love me, but I want to ask you just one thing, I want you to be my first time. The girl began to take off her clothes, leaving her only in her underwear. Issei. She is very beautiful. Murayama. Please don't look at me like that, it's very embarrassing. Greg. Partner, don't resist it, I've watched you since you were born, and I know that before that fallen angel brat arrived, you were in love with this girl, I saw your pain, you didn't give a shit about everyone's opinion, but you always looked for hers. Issei. You're right, I loved her and I still love her, I'm not going to let them take her away from me. Issei. He launched himself to kiss Murayama, she was surprised by the act, but in an instant she returned the kiss. Lemon skipped. Murayama. Don't worry, it's my fault too, so going back to the previous point, if I want to be your girlfriend. Issei. But you will accept being the fourth. Murayama. Don't worry, as long as I can be with you, I'll accept anything. Issei with a big smile approached the girl, kissing her instantly, the two agreeing to their courtship. Murayama. Issei-kun, I have to go. Issei. You can't stay. Murayama. I'm sorry, I just want to be at home, remember that tomorrow there is school and I don't have clothes. Issei. It's true, I'll have to see you tomorrow. The two sadly give each other a kiss to part. The next day. We see a brown-haired boy walking towards the academy. Greg. Dude, I'm proud of you, you already have 4 girls. Issei. Yes, the truth makes me happy, but I'm worried about how Murayama will react when he knows the truth. Greg. Don't worry Issei, she will understand. Issei. I hope so. Issei-kun. Issei. But it's you Murayama. Murayama. That's right honey, I can go with you. Issei. Sure. Murayama. Blushes but I can hold your hand. Issei. Okay, no problem, we're finally a couple. Murayama left with Issei with a big blush and happy. When they arrived, they saw that nobody was paying attention to them. Apparently everyone wanted to avoid the brown-haired boy because if he arrived with another girl they promised to commit suicide. After 3 hours we can see a couple sitting on a bench. Murayama. Ito Issei-kun I brought you this. Issei. You shouldn't have bothered. Murayama. But I wanted to do it. Issei was really happy, the girl who was cold, rude, arrogant, proud, and who always hit him, was now kind, respectful, peaceful, loving, and instead of yelling at him a perverted beast, she kindly called him Issei-kun. Also instead of hitting him or insulting him as usual, she said nice things to him and the occasional caress, and now she brought him food. Issei. Fine, I'll accept it with a lot of love. Murayama. But I will give it to you. Issei. It's okay. Murayama. Open your mouth Issei-kun. Issei. Blush eye. Second before. Yuuma. Hey, don't you think we should apologize to Issei-kun, we treated him really badly. Rias. He deserves it, he has us and is looking for breasts. Bakeno. I think Yuuma is right we went a little too far with our boyfriend. Yuuma. Yes, the truth is yes. Rias. Well, I don't want to. Bakeno. What's wrong Rias? Rias was in complete shock. Yuuma. What's wrong? Yuuma and Akeno turned to where Rias was looking and were also in shock as they were watching Murayama feeding Issei as if they were a couple, and with the following they confirmed it. Murayama. How are you, honey? Issei. This is very good, you really cook very well. Murayama. Blushing arigato. Issei approaches Murayama. Issei. I love you my beautiful chestnut. Murayama. I love you too my sweet Issei-kun. The two began to kiss passionately while Issei with one hand began to move the girl's breast. The girls heard all of this and then left the place. Chapter 15 The Reunion. Murayama and Issei stopped kissing because they did not want to have relations again. Then Issei said goodbye to the brunette to proceed to the club. When he arrived he could only see his 3 girls. He was happy to find them, but his expression changed when he saw that all 3 looked different. Issei. Girls, what do you have? None of them looked at him or even spoke. Issei was nervous for some reason, so again more seriously he asked the same question, but this time there was a reaction. The 3 of them stood up, then only Yuuma approached Issei. From one moment to the next boom, the girl slapped him hard. Issei. Yuuma-chan. Yuuma. With tears you are a stupid Issei-kun. Issei. Nani? Yuuma. We already know, you became Murayama's boyfriend, right? Issei. But how? Rias. We saw them when they were caressing and kissing each other. Issei. These girls I can explain. Yuuma. Issei-kun, I once told you that I don't care how many girls you have, the only condition is that you don't leave us aside. Issei. It's not like that. Bakeno. Issei-kun, you slept with her. Issei. Huh. How do you know? Rias. When we saw them, it was noticeable on their faces. Issei. Yes I did. Rias. So you just want a harem to satisfy you? Issei. Urusei. The 3 girls were surprised because they did not expect that reaction from their boyfriend. Issei. Girls, I may be perverted, but I have never in my life dared to hurt a woman, and I never will. In part I like her body, but I would never focus on that only. Her tastes and feelings are also important to me. I will be honest with you, I hate those who are interested. That is why I accepted Murayama because she loves me. I do not want to have a girl in my harem just out of pure interest. So I will repeat it again, I truly love you. The girls were in shock because those words meant a lot to them, so they began to shed tears, and then the 3 of them hugged the brown-haired boy with great passion. Yuuma. Issei-kun's arigato. Rias. Despite everything, you always do your best to keep us under your feet. Bakeno. Issei-kun is always good to us. Issei. Forgive me girls, I think I should understand you more, so I promise that if other girls arrive, I will consult with you first. The 3 girls happily agreed. The 4 of them decided that after the meeting, they were going to tell Murayama the truth because since she is in the harem, she had to know what her boyfriend is up to. The next morning everyone was in the room where the ceremony was going to take place. Those from the club only left Gasper and Kaneko in the club so that the little vampire would not cause problems. Then when they arrived they could observe with astonishment Vali who was next to Azazel. Issei was going to tell him something, but Rias grabbed his hand tightly, making it clear that he couldn't fight here. Surziches. Well then that's what happened. Rias. That's right. Michael. What does the chief of the angels have to say about this? Azazel. Kakabiel acted on his own free will. Michael. But that's not the point. Azazel. Well, you see, it seems that he was unhappy with the conclusion of the last war, but I am not interested in the war. Serafall. So there was unrest among your men. Azazel. By the way, I heard that there were problems with you too. Serziches. That has nothing to do with the topic, the purpose of the summit. Azazel. This conversation is boring, let's sign the peace treaty, after all, that's what you want, right? Serziches. You're right, but there's one more thing before I can sign it. Azazel. We just need to know what the Red Emperor Dragon and the White Emperor Dragon think. Ali. It's fine with me, as long as I can confront powerful people. Azazel. Even without war, there are many powerful subjects. Ali. Imagine you would say that. Azazel. And what do you think of your security? Issei. Well, I really can't answer such a complicated question. Azazel. Well, in that pot, let me explain it to you. Issei. Huh. Azazel. Hyoudou Issei, if war breaks out because of us, you will no longer be able to make love to any of your girls. Yuuma, Rias and Akeno. Blushing Nani. Azazel. However, if we declare peace, all you will think about is having many women and propagating the species. Issei. Perverted smile propagate the species. Azazel. That's right, with every woman you have, you can make babies every night. Rias. Blush don't say that. Azazel. And you understood it well. Issei. Perverted thoughts make babies with them every day, then I can make love to them whenever I want, but will I have the position to do that? Of course with peace I can do it without any problem, I already made my decision. Issei. I agree, I vote for peace, I want to make love to all my girls. Hyoudou Issei kun Serziches Sama is here. Issei. Yuuma. Reddit 100 This is Issei we are still very young. Rias. Gosh, you really are a pervert. Akeno. Now. Issei. Well anyway, I will use my dragon powers to protect my entire clan. Sona. Showing a smile I really get more interested in you every day, Hyoudou-kun. Michael. By the way, Security Dono, you wanted to ask me. Issei. So you didn't forget our promise. Michael. Of course. Issei. Why were they exiled to Asia? Asia. Issei. She was a faithful believer in God. Why did they exile her? Note. I am a believer in God and I do not intend to offend anyone with this, my purpose in putting this is to avoid mentioning that God is dead, so please I ask for your discretion. Michael. After everything that happened in heaven, the only thing left was the system, so somehow everything started to work, so I had to eliminate everything that was damaging the system. Issei. I see. Michael. So I apologize to you Asia Argento. Irina. Then he didn't betray us. Zenobia. Please don't apologize Michael-sama, as someone who was raised by the church, I had regrets about my decision, but I am very happy about my new life as a demon, so I apologize to the people of God who are present. Asia. I am also very happy, I found many important people for me. Michael. I am very grateful for your big heart. Azazel. Speaking of which, I heard that one of my boys tricked and killed the girl there, and I think you were also involved in that matter Yuuma. Yuuma. This Azazel-sama I. Issei. Shut up, don't talk like it's none of your business Yuuma-chan did it because he admires you, so he was going to kill Asia out of respect for you. Yuuma. Issei-kun. Rias. Issei. Azazel. I know that the actions of my subordinates are my responsibility, so I have nothing to remedy it. Issei. What did you say? Before anyone made a move everyone froze except the dragon leaders and those with the holy swords. Hyoudou. What happened? Issei. Time stopped. Azazel. We were not affected due to our enormous power. Ali. We buy the power of the dragons and apparently they buy the sacred swords. Yuuma. We are fine thanks to you. Rias. That's right. At that moment everyone looks out the window as some hooded people finish off all the paralyzed guards. Issei. Who the hell are they? Serafall. Wizards. Issei. Magicians. Serafall. How disrespectful to attack a magical girl like me. Issei. Who could have done this? Azazel. Apparently he was the half-vampire boy. Issei. Gasper. Azazel. His balance breaker is currently activated. Serziches. Some of us will have to go stop him, while the rest of us will have to face the mages. Issei. I'll go. Yuuma. Me too. Rias. I'll go too, I can't ignore them using one of my family members as a terrorist. Azazel. Fine, then you go ahead and take care of eliminating the wizards first. Ali. Wow, finally something interesting. Issei. Okay Rias Yuuma let's go. Yuuma and Rias. Hey. Azazel. Wait, Sekiryuite. Issei. Nani? Azazel gives the brown-haired boy 2 bracelets. Issei. What is this? Azazel. One is to stop the vampire boy's balance breaker. Issei. And the other one? Azazel. It's for you, this will help you if a major problem happens or you are in trouble, in short it will help you control your balance breaker for longer, remember that you are the weakness of your sacred gear. Issei. Fine, I'll use it, but you don't have to remind me. Issei, Yuuma and Rias headed to the club to stop Gasper, while Volley was in charge of eliminating the magicians, the others decided to wait to counterattack, but someone unexpected for everything arrived, it was none other than Kateria Leviathan. Meanwhile with Murayama. Hadis. Friend, I'm sure you're feeling well. Murayama. I'm not sure. Hadis. You've been vomiting for a while now, could it be that something went wrong with you? Murayama. Maybe. Hadis. We'd better go to the hospital. Murayama. I think you're right. The 2 girls went to the hospital quickly, when they arrived the brunette went to the doctor. 20 minutes later. Hadis. Doctor, my friend has. Doctor? First of all, how old are you, girl? Murayama. 16, why? Doctor? Sighing, if you are that age then what I am going to tell you will not be good. Hadis. Why wouldn't it be good? Doctor? Because it is only good for women who are not teenagers. Murayama. Speaking timidly, what do I have, doctor, please tell me. Doctor? I'll be brief, you're pregnant. Murayama. In shock, huh? Can you repeat that for me please? Doctor? You're pregnant. Murayama. With head down, then I'll be a mom, now I see what the doctor meant about women who aren't teenagers. Hadis. Murayama. Murayama. Doctor, thank you very much. The 2 girls thanked the doctor for all the service, then they left the hospital. Hadis felt neither sadness nor happiness, she just wanted to know what her friend thought about it, while Murayama had her head down. Murayama. With tears coming out of his eyes, Issei Baka. Chapter 16. Issei's decision. Previously the meeting of the 3 factions had begun, everything was normal until a group of magicians who were humans themselves interrupted the meeting, thus causing Gasper to awaken his balance breaker. Issei will have to go rescue him. On the other hand, to the leaders of the facts, a known person arrived. Issei had managed to rescue Gasper, and in the same way Azazel ended the life of Kateria Leviathan, Issei also fought with Volley, because they discovered that he was a traitor of the factions, since he was a member of an organization that had as its goal to destroy the factions and rule the world. Chaos Brigade, the brown-haired boy, out of a strong desire to protect his girls, brought out for a few seconds a great power that surpassed Volley. Likewise the White Dragon Emperor, determined to kill Issei, began to charge an extremely strong power, but before he did a person came out of a portal to prevent it. It was Biku, the descendant of Son Goku and member of Chaos Brigade. In the end he and Volley withdrew from the place, finally everything was over. But before finishing, Issei spoke to Michael to ask him to let Zenobia and Asia pray freely. He accepted without any problem. For his part, Irina asked the 2 for an apology, which the blue-haired and the blonde-haired accepted, thus remaining as friends again. Issei. Zenobia, now you can pray too. Zenobia. That's me. Issei. Huh? Zenobia. Blushing arigato. Yuuma. Could it be that she finally fell in love with Issei? Rias. Well, now that everything is over we'll see each other tomorrow at the club. All. Hi, but you. The next morning. Azazel. So from today on I will be the official advisor of the Occult Research Club. Rias. What does this mean? Azazel. Oh, nothing, I asked Serziches, so he told me to talk to Serafall's little sister. Issei. Kaichu. Sona. She threatened me by saying that my sister would come instead if I didn't agree. No, rather she made a very sincere request. Rias. So basically, you sold us out. Sona. Well, I leave them in your hands, leaving the place with Tsubaki. Rias. Damn. Azazel. Likewise, I had a condition to be in this academy. Asper. Condition. Azazel. I have to help you properly develop your sacred gear's abilities, so from now on you will call me Azazel-sensei. Issei. Azazel-sensei. It'll be a little awkward for me to call you that. Azazel. That's all for today. Rias. Wait, I still don't agree to this. Azazel. Oh right, Serziches left you a message. Rias. Ani Samas. Azazel. During the time he stayed in the Red Emperor Dragon's house, I realized the great importance of frequent contact with family members, especially for you, Red Emperor Dragon, it is an essential part of your capabilities. Issei. I don't understand what you mean. Azazel. In the name of the Demon King Serziches Lucifer, I order all the girls of the Occult Research Club to live with Hyoudou Issei. Issei. Huh. Azazel. That's what he said. Rias. But. Before finishing speaking, a pink-haired girl enters the club, drawing everyone's attention. Yuuma. Kata-san. Rias. Hey, you can't come in like that. Hadis. I'm sorry Rias Sama, I just came to talk to Hyoudou Issei. With me? Hadis. That's right. Issei. And what do you want to talk to me about? Hadis. Really, it's Murayama. Issei. Worried did something happen to him? Is he okay? Hadis. First of all I must tell you that you shouldn't be here, you should be taking care of your girlfriend. By such words everyone except the brown-haired boy's 3 girlfriends were surprised because they did not know that Murayama was the 4th girlfriend. Kaneko and Zenobia, for some strange reason unknown to them, had their hearts aching from such news. Gasper was proud of his senpai. Kiba only wished the best for his friend. Azazel had a serious expression, and Asia was clenching her fists in rage. Issei. Why do you say that? Hadis. Don't you realize I'm missing today? Issei. Yes, I noticed, but since she doesn't answer my calls, I thought she was sick. Hadis. Angry, I see that you really are stupid. Issei. What are you talking about? Hadis. Changing his expression to a calmer and sadder one. Your girlfriend didn't come today because she's sad because. Issei. Hadis, you're scaring me, please tell me what's wrong with Murayama. Hadis. Shedding a tear, she's pregnant. The entire occult club was in shock because they did not expect that news. For his part Issei turned very pale as if he were dead. Hadis. I hope you do something about it, she really needs you right now. Hadis left the place, leaving everyone in silence. From one moment to the next the girls went and hugged Issei. Issei. Girls. Rias. You really are a baka. Yuuma. Issei-kun. Issei. Thanks girls, your hug helps me, but I still don't know what to do. Yuuma. You'll have to go talk to her. Issei. I think you're right. Rias. But before I do that, Yuuma and I have to tell you something alone. Everyone understood the hint and proceeded to leave the place. Issei. And what do you want to tell me? Rias. Issei, do you remember that we told you that we were going to give you your anniversary present later? Issei. Yes, why? Yuuma. Red, you see our gift is that you are going to be a dad. Issei. You mean? Rias. That's right, we're pregnant too. Issei. Wow. Yuuma. You're not surprised or scared. Issei. The truth is that so many things have happened to me that nothing surprises me anymore. Rias. And what about Murayama? Issei. That was because I got scared thinking that they had done something to her, and then when I found out that she was pregnant, it threw me for a moment. Rias. What are you going to do then? Issei. It's not obvious, I'm going to take care of them more than usual and prepare myself. Yuuma. Issei-kun. Issei. Thanks for the gift girls, I will treasure it very much. The girls hugged the brown-haired boy again with all the love they had for him. Rias. What you just said has taken a weight off my shoulders. Issei. Why do you say that? Yuuma. You see, love, we were afraid of how you were going to react, we thought you were going to leave us to our fate. Issei. How do you think I wouldn't do that? It's my responsibility for not using a condom, remember that I promised you that I would take responsibility, and besides that, what kind of man would I be if I left my pretty girlfriends alone? The girls had a sparkle in their eyes, they knew that several men would get their girlfriends pregnant and then abandon them, but Issei was not that kind of man, maybe he was a pervert, but he was not someone who would abandon his loved ones. After that romantic scene the 3 of them went to Murayama. When they got to his house they entered and saw a sobbing girl. The brown-haired boy caught their attention, and then the girl ran towards him and hugged him. Issei comforted her to tell her exactly the same thing he told Yuuma and Rias. This undoubtedly made the brunette happy, because she had the support of her boyfriend. Then Issei and the others told her everything about the factions and the sacred gear, because since she was also from the harem she had to know. At first the brunette thought it was a joke from her boyfriend, then the 3 of them showed her their wings and the dragon glove, and she believed them. Issei thought for a moment that his girlfriend was going to reject him, but from one moment to another I received a hug. Issei. Murayama. Murayama. I don't care who you are, I love you just the same. Issei. Murayama arigato. Murayama. Issei-kun, then what's going to happen? Issei. I already know what will happen. Murayama. Huh? Issei slowly bent down to take out 3 small boxes from his pocket. Rias. Issei, what are you? Issei. Girls, would you marry me? The 3 girls were stoic for a moment until suddenly they showed a big smile. Yuuma, Rias and Murayama. We accept. Issei. You make me the happiest man in the world with your words. Yuuma. Issei-kun, when will we get married? Issei. Whenever you want. Murayama. What if we do it now? Rias. Exactly. Issei. Fine, but how? Maybe I can help you with that. Issei. Wait for that voice, Azazel sensei. Azazel. Yes, it's me. Rias. What are you doing here? Azazel. Since I was curious about what was going to happen, I was simply following them. Yuuma. Azazel-sama, what did you say just now? What are you referring to? Azazel. You see, I will help them get married. Issei. I understand. The four boys agreed after thinking about it for a few minutes, so Azazel with a smile took them to an abandoned building where the girls put on a wedding dress while Issei wore a black suit. Issei turned very red when he saw them because they were really beautiful. After waiting, Azazel arrived accompanied by a 60-year-old man. The others from the occult club and Surziches also came. The four boys were surprised by their presence. Rias. Ani-sama. Surziches. Hello Rias. Rias. This is how. Surziches. Don't worry about how I knew, just put on a huge smile since it's your special day. Rias. Arigato. Issei. Guys, what are you doing here? Hiba. Well, Azazel-sensei warned us about this, and we are happy to come. Ikeno. Issei-kun, I will marry you later, I hope you don't forget that. Issei. Hey. Kaneko. Take good care of the three Issei-senpai. Asia. I hope you are very happy Issei-san. Asper. Issei-senpai, you really are great. Issei. Thanks guys. Issei and his girlfriends went forward while the others sat on some benches. The quintet first signed the wedding papers, then the father proceeded to give his speech. When he finished, Issei proceeded to put a ring on each girl, while they also put one on. Father. Okay, girls, accept Issei as your future husband, to love and respect him until death do you part. Yuuma, Rias and Murayama. Hi. Father. You, young Issei, accept them as your wives. Issei. I accept. Father. Well, without anything else to say, you can kiss the brides. Imagine that the pink-haired girl is Yuuma. Issei gave each of them a passionate kiss, agreeing to their eternal love, so everyone began to applaud and shout their names. Then everyone left, because that wedding by order of Surziches had to be secret, so sadly, the lovers could not go on a honeymoon or celebrate their wedding until further notice. Then all the girls went to live at Issei's house, including Murayama. Since she joined Ria's entourage, and even if they had to behave like boyfriends and go to school as if nothing had happened by orders of Surziches, in the end they were spouses, so they had to live together and support each other more than before. Asia. But you-san, there are many. Rias. I can't do anything since it's Ani-sama's order. Asia. Then. Rias. I'll ask Ani-sama to move the house. Issei. Huh. The next morning. Azazel. White desires strength, red desires women, both desires are simple and pure, so even though we are in these times the world will continue to turn. Issei. Girls wait. Murayama. Hey, don't stay alone with Issei-kun. Rias. You're the ones who want it for yourselves. Yuuma. Same here. Ikeno. Now you are the bad ones, since I am his girlfriend I should spend more time with him. Rias. Don't talk nonsense, Ikeno is the other way around. Issei. Girls, will you stop? Azazel. I wonder what will happen from now on. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.